What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite wrestling podcast. It is the Monday Night Wave, baby. And we back. We back with episode 59 of them things, which is kind of like episode 120 because we done did this like twice already, but my numbers were off, so just rock with me. I go by your host, Jay, a.k.a. The Lonely One, a.k.a. The Babyface, Pots and Reed, Pod Breaker, Podman Page in the building. You know what time it is. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of graps, a lot of raps, a good week for wrestling. Raw was fire. AEW hit on Dynamite. I ain't watched Collision yet because it's recording today. And Smackdown was actually pretty decent. But we're gonna get into all of that. But before we do, I gotta announce my illustrious number 2 again, and it's not Mr. Hero. So, Mr. DT, please step up.
What's happening? What it do? You know who it is. It is DT, the OTC, the other co-host of the Monday Night Wave podcast. And I am something of a predictor of sorts. More like an oracle, more like a foreseer, a true sayer, a true teller, even some might say. It's your boy. Let's get to it, man. I'm ready to do it. What's happening?
Let's do it. Once again, Mr. Heroic, I hope you're out there enjoying your vacation. I know it was a struggle. We kind of like talked to him for a little bit, so he ain't got no VPN. His Netflix ain't hitting out there. He don't know what's happening in the world, and that's what I like to hear. Radio silence in the wrestling world. Enjoy your vacation.
Be
with your family. You got a whole wife. You want to worry about these graps? These wrestling? You want to what? No.
He probably still getting rubbed down by what do you say? Shaved monkeys.
Yeah. Go ahead, enjoy that.
Yeah,
I would call you Pete, but I stopped. Pete. Yeah. It was kind of crazy on the playback. I was like, I shouldn't have said that, but my bad. But once again, man, hopefully you out there enjoying the vacation, man. Get them sun rays, get all that light, that tan, or whatever you doing out there. Them drinks, whatever you doing, enjoy it, and fuck wrestling. Yeah,
catch him next week. Catch him next week.
He will be back next week.
He gonna come back with some crazy energy. He gonna come back with some crazy shit. We already know what it's gonna be.
For sure. That man probably fiend. He probably go to some local shows. He just miss everything.
He been writing shit in his phone for the last 7 days.
Bro, I expect the most outrageous promo ad. His intro next week is going to be fucking crazy just because he's been sitting for so long.
It might be the first 5 minutes of the show.
What, bro? You gonna take? Nah, that's funny. Hero getting a bloodline segment for the intro, a full 15, 20 minutes for promo is crazy, bro.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, man. All right. Now, we're going to get into the news real quick. Not a lot going on here, but some pretty solid stuff. It was announced that WWE is bringing back WWE Evolution, which is the all-women's pay-per-view, or PLE, if you will. And I like this. I think I've seen the group chat. I was like, finally, because I've been waiting for them to do this. I think the last one happened, it was definitely before pandemic. So it was like 2019, 2018, some shit like that. Where they are utilizing talent, or back then they utilized talent from all across the world. That's how you got Rhea and Bianca were there. Of course, at the time the Four Horsemen was there. It was just really dope to see all the women in WWE get they shit off. Expectations for me is that I want to see both women's titles, main women's titles. I want to see both mid-card women's titles, and if we can throw in, some Julia or some Vacier in there, I'll take that too. I'll take that.
You said if. When is Evolution coming?
They said it's in June or July. I think it's June.
Okay, this year I was gonna say by the time we get Evolution, they're gonna both be on the main roster. But no, we're gonna get all the heavy hitters. Yeah,
I need all of them. Jordan Grace, all of them. Throw them in there
from all 3 brands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They might even have
some ID talent.
Ooh, see, I was gonna say they might start the tourney for the Queen of the Ring during Evolution, like a qualifying match. They might start it there or something. But some ID talent, that'd be nice.
That'd be solid.
Give them a shot.
In some,
give them some.
in some form. Like they ain't got to come out and have 1-on-1s, but if it was like a tournament, let's say there was a Queen of the Ring, and then like do some ID talent in there to kind of like showcase what you got on the main stage. Let's do it. I'm all here for it. That shit would be fire.
They have the roster. They
absolutely.
This is not a shot, but I think they genuinely have the best women's roster.
I think they utilize it better. I think there's a lot of talent in AEW, but we don't see it because they don't utilize it. WWE fully utilizes all their women talent in some form. It may not be in the best or perfect way, but everybody gets touches in some form or fashion. So yeah, they got the talent over there for sure. Especially like in the NXT vault, because NXT's women's division is way better than men's division.
It's not even close. Not even close.
So, next up, Rey Fénix is released. Lucha Bros is about to get together. No more Guantanamo Bay. No more locked up. No more pictures of him in a straitjacket, which was crazy.
No more locked doors.
He's here. He's ready to go. They said as soon as he was released, merch is ready to go. Merch
on the way.
On the way. All right. I'm cool with it. He's finally out. We've been talking about it for at least 6 months now. Which means the team up between Lucha or him and Penta may happen, or
it may not.
It may not.
Which might be good.
I think that would be better too. I think. Possibly, let's just spitball some shit real quick. Let's say,
do it.
Let's say Gable's recruitment is Rey Fénix. Let's say his luchador killer is Rey Fénix. Gable comes back ready to fight Penta, or Penta's expecting Gable to come out and fight him, and it's not Gable for the fight. It's fucking Rey Fénix in Alpha Academy. What if that's a thing? And maybe not Alpha Academy, but what if that his help is, Rey Fénix, and it's gonna throw Penta off. You're not expecting your brother to show up, quote unquote.
Just so we on the same page, you're saying that Rey Fénix is gonna team with Chad Gable of the American Made.
Yeah, because you left me.
See, I almost think that Rey Fénix is not even on SmackDown. I'm sorry, not even on Raw this year. I think he's on SmackDown. And the reason why, you got Legado del Fantasma.
Right.
And then within that, you got Los Garza.
Right.
You still got El Idolo. You know what I'm saying? You still. Yep. I think you might need another lucha over there.
It depends on what they want to do. I know that on SmackDown this week, Andrade was talking to Humberto and trying to get him away from Legado, saying like, you let him talk to you like that, you better than that kind of thing. So maybe something's in the works. Maybe, Andrade might have a faction coming together. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's definitely possible. Yeah, anywho, Rey Fénix is on his way. I would assume this is probably going to be one of those Raw after Manias or SmackDown after Manias. Everything's already set and planned right now. He probably will show up the same week as like Alistair and Malachi. Like, just expect that first Netflix Raw after Mania is probably gonna be booming, 1,000%. Gonna cook. Yeah, I'm down with it. I'm all here for it. Yeah, get where you want to get to. What?
Get your work in. My question is this. Does he get the same presentation as Penta? Now, before you answer, what I mean is he, this is going to sound bad, is he worthy of being presented in the same way? Does he have enough hype, enough steam coming from where he came from, coming to the E, to get that level of presentation? Because what they did with Penta was some next level shit.
It was.
So do you pull that same card twice?
Here's the thing, right? I'm gonna say this respectfully because I love the Lucha Bros. Like, that was one of my prime reasons watching AEW is watching Lucha Bros. No, and here's why. Penta has a very unique look. Penta is extremely unique. You saw like the mask, you saw the face paint under the mask, like the gloves, like everything about Penta. He looked like Luchador Sub-Zero. Like it's just, you look so fucking cool. The thing with Ray is that Ray's a phenomenal wrestler. He's really good, but you're just Luchador in mask, like, you know, Dragon Lee, like Rey Mysterio. Yep. Like, you know, we've seen you before, unfortunately. And the only thing that's going to separate Rey Fénix is what he does, is that he's also in that same cloth of, you know, Penta, to where they wrestle like nobody's business. So you might see some destroyers. You might see something crazy. My thing is also like, Ray, who's you going to change Rey Fénix's name? Is it going to be Phoenix? You know, they already cut Penta to Penta. Is it Penta and Phoenix now? He can't be Rey Fénix. We already got Rey Mysterio. Yeah. We don't want no confusion there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
And then also, we have 3 luchadors with masks. Like,
you can't ask him to take it off.
You can't.
Yes, you can't do that.
So how do we make this? How do we make you unique? How do we make you different? How do we get you to stand out?
Okay. Does he go to NXT? And if you ask him to go to NXT, are you automatically like creating division between him and Penta? That's one. Two, I think he has the ability to pull up to NXT with a similar presentation to Penta on a smaller scale and build from there. Because right now what you're saying is he could get lumped. If he pull up, he could potentially, unless they change his look, doesn't mean they got to change his mask or ask him to take it off. But if he changes his look and he shows up to a Smackdown or a Raw, then you're saying, hey, it's copy and paste. We got, no disrespect to nobody, but we got 6 luchas over here already.
Right. And respectfully, WWE doesn't really know how to promote or push luchas to make them individual yet, because they've all been clumped together since the beginning of time. I think that NXT would work because he's also a phenomenal singles wrestler too. Like Ray can really get down singles too. But I know that the whole dream was me and my brother both up here on the main roster kind of thing. And that's where I really don't know. I have no idea. Man, that's a good ass question. I don't see anything wrong with NXT, but maybe he might do better just being in the tag with Penta, because, you know, Raw's tag team division is not the greatest. You know, it's okay. They would add a boost to that, but at the same time, Penta's doing things solo. Penta, you don't want to stop Penta's momentum right now. He's on a mission.
He's on a heater.
That's tough. I don't know, man. I really don't know. That's a great ass question though.
And there's already, like we talked about it a few episodes ago, but we can already off rip name 5 or 6 people we want to see Penta against solo.
Right.
Like just by himself. Based on how they presented him, based on how his merch just went out the roof, based on how he continues to have the buy-in from the crowd. Like, it.
I'm going to go back to my original topic. I think putting him with American Made might be something different. I think that gives you time to kind of be with Gable, you know. American Made needs another like piece that's like hype. The Creed brothers are dope. Ivy now is falling into herself. Like, she's had some solid matches. Gable's Gable, of course. But having somebody pulling a luchador into American Made would be like the ultimate slap to everybody. All the like, why would you join them? It's like, well, you know, came and got me out. Better offer. XYZ, XYZ.
We love you.
Oh my god. This nigga just say that shit. Can't fuck with this nigga, bro. I promise you.
Bro, is there
oh fuck.
Is there a heel luchador?
No.
I have personally never seen one, or I haven't recognized that a luchador was a heel before. So
without going to like actual watch, Mexican wrestling like CMLL, like we've never seen it like WWE.
Yeah. So that's why I don't think they can do it. I mean, there's multiple reasons why I don't think they can do American Made. American Made is meant to be booed. If Phoenix come out, because right now I'm just calling Phoenix. If Phoenix come out there and he killing shit, you're gonna have people cheering for him. True. Because they're gonna know that he's Penta's brother. They're gonna be cheering for him. They're gonna want to cheer for him. We don't want to boo. We don't want to cheer American Made for multiple reasons. One, because they're Kurt Angle light. The "you suck" chants are hard. Like they're meant to be booed. They're obnoxiously America.
Absolutely.
They're PBR and NASCAR all the way down. You know
all day. You're right.
So like, yeah, no, and they're right now they're an up and coming heel faction because Judgment Day is kind of falling to shit a little bit. So yeah,
you're right. All right. So they got a lot on their hand, and that's what creators for. That's what they're That's what they're gonna do is figure it out. Since Ray got released, they had an interview with Tony. Of course, this weekend is Ray Revolution, so he's doing press and whatnot. And they asked him his approach on the releases, and he has said that he acknowledges that he has had a philosophical change in how he's handled some of the talent release requests. He says it's case by case. He said regarding the recent releases, he ultimately decided it was the right thing to do. So he came out, said, hey, it's the right thing to do. I was tripping. I'm changing my ways, XYZ, XYZ. And we're seeing that because they're getting released and there is no contract clauses or anything like that, no 90 days. So people are free to go wherever they want to go. I think the best case in this is that, like, you just realize who wants to be there and who doesn't. And you can't change that. So just let the motherfuckers go. That's it. Let them go. And focus on what you got. Because by holding on and causing all this ruckus, it's like you kind of like slap in the face of the people that you do have. Like, hey, if you want to go, let them go and focus on me or focus on this person or that person. Like, it is what it is. But I'm cool. Everybody who wanted to be out of AEW is now out. You know, Ricky's gone, Ray Phoenix is gone, Penta's gone, Malachi, who had no issue, smooth transitions over there. Jade, smooth transition over there. So, like, everybody who wanted to go, there you go. And now I'm just excited to see how, WWE utilizes some of these people. You already seen Penta. Penta got the red carpet treatment. That motherfucker looks like a star day one. Ricky's doing his thing in NXT. Jade is in her, her new angle right now. Ethan Page is NXT champion. Like, so everybody's getting the touch. I believe Lexis King is doing shit down there in NXT as well. So I just want to see the growth.
Sean Spears
over there. Yep. Sean Spears was WWE, went to AEW, came back to WWE. So Sean Spears is, he's been everywhere. But yeah, shout out to everybody who got what they wanted. It looks like the future's looking bright for a lot of them. So we will see how the utilization happens. Speaking of that, pay-per-view this week, AEW announced that the pay-per-views are now on Prime Video. Now, there was some confusion because the press release said that, for Prime users, this will be free of charge, just like the NBA games and XYZ NFL games. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's a good look. That makes sense.
They almost had me. Almost had me.
Bro, Prime Video be simple. I ain't got to bring never mind. I got a whole setup I got to do to watch AEW pay-per-views.
Yeah, don't out yourself.
No. Yeah, for sure. So $50 for the US market. If you have a VPN, I think it's $24.99, $19.99. So if you get a VPN and you watch it that way, cuts the price in half. But yeah, it's available. So if you wanted to drop to 50 and you're not a broke boy, go ahead and do that. I'm just saying, man, it is what it is.
Not you being classist.
Me? Coming from the man with the $600 title behind him. Class.
I'm not the one in Punta Cana right now, so that rich shit, the rich tier, that changed. Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, put some respect on my name,
Mr. Heroic, the rich one. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Money man over there. All right, okay.
All facts, no cap.
That's big facts. He got the money. You heard it here first. We they dove deeper into that. Asked Tony whether or not or why these pay-per-views aren't being streamed on HBO Max for free. And he gave the response back, or the reporter gave the response of HBO Max doesn't have the capabilities yet to live stream pay-per-views in the form that they want to do for AEW. So I don't know what that means or how that operates. But I'm like, HBO Max does the NBA games. I watch some of the Laker games on there, so they can stream the games. I don't know if there's just different server related. I don't know if they can handle like the influx of people, which also sounds kind of foolish because you do NBA games. I don't know the technical side of it, so I'm not going to jump on nobody's back. But they're looking at it. It's a possibility now. We now got the information in the air, so maybe, hopefully down the line, 6 to 12 months, this won't be a thing anymore. We'll see. Last bit, or not last bit, almost done. Travis Scott actually hurt Cody's ear. He actually hurt Cody. Black eye, ear rupture. What we got?
The ear rupture, the ear rupture, the rupturing of the ear was disproven.
Kayfabe. Okay.
Disproven, yeah. But he did smack the shit out of Cody, which we all saw, which, like, that was insane.
Bro, when I watched it back, I remember we talked about, like, we smacked the shit out. When I watched it back, that shit was so fucking funny, bro.
Yeah.
He hit him hard.
Hard. Like, if he does decide to get in the ring,
oh, the receipt's coming, which is going to be my next question. What kind of receipt do you think Travis Scott is going to receive when he hops in that ring with Cody?
Well, because he wants to be Mr. Hardcore, he's going to take an actual chair shot. He's going to, and they probably not going to play with him either. Because
the receipt's coming. Yeah, it's wrestling.
There's just certain shit you just don't do. Like, you just don't do that. So, unless you like playing rough. Like, they might, honestly, he might be out there in a promo, and JBL might pop out the crowd with the cowboy hat on. And choke slam that nigga to God.
It's going to happen. And they get everybody who steps in the ring get hit real hard. So, like, Speed, KSI, Speed again. Like, there's just whoever steps in that ring.
We want you to know that this ain't fake. Like,
yeah,
it is scripted, but these bumps and these hits is real.
Oh yeah.
So, and when
you gonna feel it the next day,
when you go back and tell your little friends, you want to make sure you know. Braun Breaker speared the fuck out of me.
Mm-hmm. That man Cody about to plant the hardest crossroads on Travis Scott.
I don't even think Cody does that. I think because the cutter ain't going to do it. He might just because he get them dusty elbows off.
I was thinking about that too. Yeah.
Or when he dropped to the ground and do the uppercut slap. Yep. He might connect. Yeah, he gonna get in there for real.
He gonna connect.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, Travis is like, and the thing is, like, they dropped a little not interview, but like after the match, and Travis is really hyped. He's talking about he's buying rings in Atlanta or in Houston. Every place that he goes, he's gonna have a ring there. He said he's gonna put on like 100 pounds. So he's getting ready. The match is gonna happen. It's just you better be ready for what's on the other side of that.
Mm-hmm. Or if Cody's character changes and he gets a heater with him or a guard or something.
Just it's gonna happen.
Could you imagine him taking a Gunther chop? We might not get a Travis Scott album after that.
A Gunther chop? Yeah. Nah, that's wicked, bro. That's crazy. So of course that was about, or Travis there when Cena turned heel and whatnot, Elimination Chamber. We got a very cool kind of like outsider look from MJF, right? So MJF was like, yeah, I watched Cena, I watched the turn and everything like that. He dropped some really solid bits of information, some jewels, if you don't say it. What did you think, DT, about MJF's comments on John Cena?
This isn't the first time he's made these comments, by the way. He's made them before in other interviews. Actually, I think when he had an interview with Ariel Helwani, he made these same comments. And it makes too much sense. It's the same thing as if you're playing basketball or football or whatever, and you're watching a quarterback or a receiver, or you're watching a guard get open, or how they pick and roll. Like, you want to watch the best of the best so that you can learn something, add it to your tool belt, and become better. Yeah. And that only serves to feed the fans better product. It forces other wrestlers to elevate. It's an ecosystem. And it's good to hear. It's good for it to be as publicized as it was, because it leads all back to just shut the fuck up with the tribalism. Watch what you like to watch. Support what you like to support. And show up. Buy your tickets. Buy your merch. You know what I'm saying? Talk about it in a positive way online. Obviously, yeah, sure, criticize when there's something to be critical of, like the camera panning before a dude finishes blading, or
that shit was so fucking funny. We didn't talk about that. That shit was crazy, my nigga.
Or if in November when I was talking about Nia loafing on the chair shot, like there's like, criticize when we need to be critical, but the tribalism shit is whack. Like, we just saw all of the women wrestlers damn near at Queen of the Ring. They hugging, and I seen two ghosts hugging and kissing on stage. Like, they all like Kendrick said. Like, they're fans, bro. They're fans, they're friends, they're colleagues. Just support wrestling. Like, this is the best time to be a wrestling fan. The best time. There's wrestling out there for any and everybody, different promotions, different wrestlers. There's different product everywhere. Like, this is the best time to be a wrestling fan, unless of course you bought WWE 2K25. Then maybe it's not the best, but we'll skip past that for now.
Oof, they put the microtransactions in and started finessing. Crazy.
The game went, bro. I got early access to the game. I couldn't even play the game.
I heard it's buggy.
Yeah. I went back to playing Madden. I'm gonna wait a week.
That's crazy. He got the Tribal Chief Edition. I think it was like $150. And niggas,
whoa! It was $19.99. You know what I'm saying? $120. Don't add that extra $30, bro. That's a half a tank, depending on what kind of car you got.
All right, my bad. $120. To go back to the MJF, the full quote. One of the things he had said was, if you ask a WWE star, have you been watching AEW? And they say no, one of two things is happening. One, they're lying through their teeth, or two, they don't care enough about this industry to study what's going on. MJF comes back and gives a full quote. He's also talked about how I and every person who takes themselves seriously in their profession should watch everything if they want to be constantly learning, evolving, and being the best at their craft. He said, I watch WWE, I watch TNA, the independents, everything. And I'm like, if you want to be the best, watch everything. You have to, bro. You can't be like so just one side of mind to where you think like, you know, AEW is all that the wrestling world has to offer, WWE is all that the wrestling world has to offer, and then completely miss out on, you know, TNA, the Indies, New Japan. Like, my world for wrestling changed when I watched my first New Japan show. I was like, oh my fucking God, what the fuck is this? I've never seen anything like this. And it was for the better, because now I understand like there's different ways that you can watch wrestling. There is what we call, you know, the promo version where the storylines and everything's focused with WWE, and you big up, you know, CM Punk's feud with Drew and the Bloodline, and if you want the Liv and, you know, Rhea shit, like that's all big, you know, that's huge. If you love fucking for the sickos, you like seeing motherfuckers get stabbed in the mouth and shit like that, and tables and barbed wire chairs, you go ahead and watch AEW. That shit happens too. You like flippy shit. AEW is great. And then in New Japan, it's just like, we gonna beat the fuck out of each other.
Straight strong style.
Strong style.
Everything's coming.
Oh, and I love that shit. It's like, oh, y'all work together and y'all like each other, but when y'all get in that ring, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you.
and they do like, all that. They do all that just to hear this.
That's so crazy. The Japanese crowd is so respectful, bro. Because if you throw some bullshit up there, they'll let you know. But if you throw like some great shit, they're not like cheering crazy loud. Ain't nobody saying nothing crazy. It's just audience claps. Like, that shit is fucking fire to me. It's like poetry for wrestling. It's the snaps, nigga. Like, that shit is fucking dope. But yeah, man, open your horizons, yo. Watch a lot of different shit. You're gonna start seeing, you know, a lot of different talent. And then when they go to WWE, you're already familiar with their catalog and what happens and all that extra shit. But yeah, let's get into Raw. Monday Night Raw. If you might say, kicks off with probably promo of the year so far. 2025 starts off hot with CM Punk coming out the gates. Out the gate. This is the State of the Union. I'm about to put everybody on notice. I'm tight. I'm hot, right?
Fired off on everybody.
Everybody. Allow me to address my enemies. Who's the first target? Give me a name. Oh, my boy was cooking.
He sound like Pac.
Bro. He came out cooking. Who's the first target? Give me a name. And looked to the crowd. They're like, Rock. He said, okay, listen up, Dwayne, you bald fraud. You think you're immune from criticism. You're dealing with the best in the world. You, Mr. Midlife Crisis, just decided to walk in when you feel like it, and you think you're the bigger star than everyone who's here. And I was like, oh, he's fucking cooking over here. Like,
on heads. Yep.
When he did the monotap, when you get your little goosebumps or whatever, like, I'm like, oh.
He said, you came in, you haven't blessed us. I love to say it to your face, but you haven't blessed us with your presence to do your bullshit. I was like, I was like, okay.
Yo. He said, never been desperate to wear a fake title to proclaim myself the people's champion. Cook.
Well, he does call himself the voice of the voiceless. So,
I mean, that is true. That is true. But never had to put on a fake title. Never.
Yeah.
Like,
that's fair.
Off this first rip, he attacked fucking Rock. I was like, oh, this man's good. I don't know if there's very many people who can go bar for bar with Punk. I don't know. It just comes off so natural. Like, it's like, this nigga's nice, bro.
he's listen, there's only, it's him, John.
I mean, like, not flawless promos, but damn near every time they get the mic, you know you're about to get some shit.
You know you're about to get something, yeah.
Like
Drew now, at least Drew this past year has been on fire.
Drew has been cooking.
This past year has been on fire. Whoa.
Even, yeah, I think Drew,
KO.
Cena.
This past year.
I don't know if KO was as captivating. Like.
Okay, I'll take it.
Like, KO he kills it. But when, like, you know, you listen to Punk, it's like, oh, it's just, you feel like he's talking about me. Why do I feel so attacked?
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, Punk continues to go to Cena, right? He says, I got some quotables. He's like, you know, you can't see me. Now we can all see through you. Gave you the benefit of the doubt when you didn't qualify. Mr. Hustle, loyalty, and respect for 20 plus years. Now everybody sees what I've been seeing all along. You've been selling all these people and these kids bullshit. Joke's on you. I'm going to see you down the road. Oh, fuck. Cooking, bro. And I wanted him to get into Seth, right? So he's like, all right, next, you know, Seth. And as soon as he gets to Seth, he says, little brother Seth Rollins, and Becky, you should come get your man, because if I see him before you do, I'm going to put him in a wheelchair. And you immediately heard, burn it down. Fuck all that. You ain't about to come out here and, what? Throw my wife's name out there?
I got a question. I got a question. And this, why is it that everyone calls Seth their little brother? When has he been the big bro? Is he always little bro?
Ooh.
He's little bro to Punk, little bro to Roman.
Ooh.
Has he been? I'm just asking. You don't have to answer that. It's rhetorical.
I don't know. He has been getting little bro by everybody. All the big ops. They don't look at him equally.
Let's just leave that there. Let that sit and leave it there. I'm sure we'll have a great response next week.
Look, I got a bar in my head. I can't remember where the bar came from. I think he said. I think Drake had said something like, "These bars goes over Kenny's head even if he doesn't want them to, or some shit like that." Like, the bars, like, we not on the same level, bro. We just Maybe Mr. Seth Rollins is just not on the same level as Punk and Roman. They just go over like,
Maybe
what's happening?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think we should. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I just mentioned Seth Rollins' name and no pop.
None.
No pop. Oh man, I love you, hero. I can't wait for you to come back.
When he come back, he gonna be on fire with that one.
He gonna be tight.
Hey, that nigga Roman did say, little brother, Seth Rollins. Exactly. No pop.
No
I was
pop.
like, God
That's
damn.
Crazy, bro. Crazy. So Punk and Seth are brawling. They go backstage, they're tearing up everything backstage, and then it gets announced Monday, Madison Square Garden, where the Knicks play. Steel cage match. CM Punk, Seth Rollins. Now, do I think the steel cage match will be a regular finish? Absolutely not. Where's your boy at? Where's he at?
Listen, I'm going to say this right now, right? Everyone is saying, oh, Roman's got to be there. Roman's got to be there. He better be there. He better be there. If he ain't there, them allegations is looking crazy. I'm now starting to become part of the. How many times have we seen this nigga a year? WrestleMania last year.
Mm-hmm.
SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Blood.
Mm-hmm.
He was
the
at
Saudi
Bad
show.
Blood.
Because he did the tag team with Cody.
I thought that was Bad Blood. Yeah.
He did another tag. I think they did the first Bloodline feud where it was him, Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy and Saudi, I thought. And Solo and them got the win the first time.
Damn. See, look. I can't even keep count.
Yeah.
And then
that's 3.
Yeah. And then we said
Survivor
Bad Blood,
Series, War Games.
And then Survivor Series, yeah. And then Raw.
Yeah. Damn. We only seen him 5 times? Like wrestle in ring 5 times and
then Royal Rumble, which he got stomped out.
Damn. 6 times in a year is crazy. Yeah. That nigga got pulled.
Hey.
That's crazy.
Anyway, listen.
He on a fight schedule like a boxer. That's lit, bro. I don't take no real injuries. Knock on wood, but I'm on the boxer schedule. Hey, juice, man, the juice. Yeah, I would like to see Roman pop out, at least stop the fight. He has to interfere or something. If somebody's like trying to go for the door of the cage or whatever, he's just there. Or if the ref is on the 1 count and the music hit, like I need to you got to change this up. Roman's not going to climb the cage and jump himself in the cage. That's not going to happen. But
I think the match ends. I think the match finishes.
And he comes out and gets licked.
And he comes out, and if I had to guess, because Punk eliminated both of them, so technically Punk is 1 up on both of them. Punk has already beaten Seth this year 1-on-1. So, if I had to guess, Seth should go over that night. And when he goes over, the crowd singing a song, and then them drums hit, and then Roman comes out. They get to scrapping. Punk gets up, they get in the ring, they get to scrapping. Now it's all 3 of them scrapping, and then it's going to be a flood of security. And that's how you begin to build for the triple threat that everyone pretty much knows is coming. Or believes.
Okay. I got to correct the record here. Since Mania last year, right? That is 2024.
Mm-hmm.
We have the tag team, him and Rock, versus Cody and Seth. We got the championship match between him and Cody.
That's 2.
Bad Blood, Cody
3.
and Roman.
Yep.
Crown Jewel was Bloodline versus OG Bloodline, or just
4.
Jay and Jimmy. War Games,
5.
Tribal Combat,
6.
And then Rumble, 7. So
now, if you just count total appearances, so just adding the comeback for SummerSlam, yeah,
that's it.
That's
7 matches and 1 comeback.
Yeah,
damn, bro, that's crazy. That is crazy. And to be fair, I remember I was saying like man, the world needs Roman to come back because that's when shit was popping off. You know, the needle mover, if you say. However, these last 2 feuds from Cody, I might be a let it play out kind of guy. I might just gotta let it the KO, and now it seems like this promo he did on SmackDown about Cena, like this looks like a different kind of leaf for Cody. Let me see how this works.
It's because a couple of reasons. He getting his ass beat. It's not necessarily a shoe-in for him to win, and he has what would look to be insurmountable odds.
And it's making him angry. Like, it's making him like, why y'all keep testing me? Why all my friends turn on me? Which is also crazy. We got to talk about Cody's friend circle. Everybody that he's in line himself with doesn't betray him, with the exception of Jey Uso, Randy Orton.
Well, Randy Orton yet.
Or what? Wait, hey, Jey Uso yet.
Nah, he ain't gonna do it. You can't do that.
Still need a liaison for the corporate people.
Yeah, but you can't do that to your baby face. It's different when it's John, because John on his way out.
That's true. You can't turn 2 baby faces in the same year. You're tripping.
Yeah. Not like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Not like that. You're right.
He might crash out on Gunther, but when he beats the shit out of Gunther, if he crashes out during that beatdown, people are gonna be like, it's justified. Like he finally beat the bully type shit.
True.
So
all right. Speaking of Gunther, first match of the night is Gunther versus Otis, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't know Otis was that fucking strong.
Big boy.
That little motherfucker strong. Like he's strong as shit. I'm assuming like this is also stemming off of like the match Gunther had with Tozawa, I think either 2 weeks ago or last week.
Yeah,
last week
before last. Yep.
Nothing crazy happens here. Jay ends up making a comeback or makes a appearance after the match to help Otis and them. He ends up getting jumped by A-Town Down as they look for revenge from last week from Jay because he's out there yeeting in their face and shit.
That's so wild to say.
It's a wild statement. But ends up losing the upper hand as Gunther comes out and hits Jay with a sleeper.
Chokes him out from behind.
Yeah. Yeeting on somebody's face and getting choked out from behind is a crazy 2 weeks. Just saying. We get an Icy Women's match with Lyra and Ivy. And honestly, it was the best match I've seen from Ivy. She looked really good. Lyra looked good too. It was better than what I anticipated for sure. I expect this one like, okay, we're just going through the motions, but no, they actually were out there fucking smoking shit. So shout out to them.
You got to back up a little bit.
What's up?
So there was a AJ Styles and Karrion Kross segment.
I did see that.
Another devil on the shoulder segment. This thing has been going on, and it's great. It's great because as someone that's been following Karrion Kross now for a hot minute, I'm starting to see more people talk about the Karrion Kross effect, which is good because if it's heating up like this, which it seems to be authentic, right? If it's heating up like this in the wrestling community, see, this is a part of the reason, or this is an example of where the internet wrestling community has great power. And with great power comes great responsibility.
Sure. We've seen it with Kofi Mania, with Cody. Yep. If this gets traction, it can be real.
It's starting to pick up. People are noticing. They're starting to notice little details now, like Karrion Kross changing his hair to match the hair of the person that he's trying to turn, which can be like the heel reflection, the inner demon or inner devil of the person that he's trying to turn coming out. It's that devil on the shoulder. He's always kind of like in the back or making his presence known on the shows. And each person that he comes into contact with, it's like a seed of evil is planted, and it just grows, and it grows throughout the months. And it culminates, and they end up turning heel or doing something uncharacteristic. It's super dope. It's super fire to see, and now a lot of people are paying attention to it. And now each time he pops on the screen, people are now like, "Oh, who's he? He's talking to this person. What's going to happen with them?" Or last week he was with this person. What's going to happen with them? And like, it's a great way for him to be on TV, even though he's not necessarily in a match at the moment. It's a great way for him to continue to gain some steam. So I think it's dope. It's fire.
I think if they fully back what we're talking about here, where he's like this, you know, this seed of evil, I think it would be one of the dopest parts of like character development. Is like this dude here is the heel turner. He will find you, plant the little seed, and you just gotta wait. Just wait for it. Now, just hypothetically, let's say like down the line, let's say it's like a year down the line or whatever. And it's like, you know, a Karrion Kross and, you know, Cody like interaction. And you're just like, there's no fucking way. It's not going to happen. But it's like, shit, he was talking to Karrion Kross. Like, I like that. I like that play. Like, we could sit there and like book, you know, his heel turns that Karrion Kross could do. But I like that. You're right. He did have a nice little segment with AJ. AJ was like, "Man, get the hell off me, you weird." He jumped on his man's shoulders, like, "Hey, back off."
And he even mentioned they don't know about the evil inside. Yeah. So, like AJ is, and they flirted last year before his injury with the heel AJ. So, but he should still keep his music. I'm sorry, keep the music.
Yeah,
but he can still
AJ's music should not change at all. At all.
I wanted to say too about the Lyra, the Ivy match. Dominant performance by Ivy. Theoretically, right? Like kayfabe wise, Lyra should not be wrestling for a couple weeks.
Why do you say
that? She had her leg twisted in so many different directions.
That is true.
Like if you go back, she attacked the leg. Like it's at the point where like, in that match, maybe that match wasn't the intention wasn't to win. Yeah, she wanted to win, but she came out with the intention to hurt or maim. And so it's like the next time, if Lyra is caught lacking next week and if she ends up wrestling, she should lose. There's already a injury set in terms of what Ivy did.
Okay. I see what you're talking about. Like the damage is already there. Like it's kind of like you going into the match with like a hurt limb already, and somebody should capitalize on said hurt limb.
Yep, and it may not even necessarily be Ivy. It could be, or anybody. Yeah, it could be anybody, and they go for the same tactic, and they went off of that. And Ivy's like, "Oh, well, wait a minute! I did all that damage. Like I'm the reason why you even beat her."
Imagine Lyra just runs into like a Zoe Stark. And like Zoe like capitalized on some shit like that because Zoe would capitalize on some shit like that. I see what you're putting down.
So
we get a tag team between the Creeds and the War Raiders. Also, once again, did not expect them to ball out, but was a pretty solid tag team match.
Unless I put this in the wrong place. After that match, CM Punk and Seth still scrapping. They finally get the cage match. Then I got Ludwig in-ring segment, calls out Penta.
I do remember that segment. I don't know why I didn't write that down, but I do remember Ludwig calling out Penta.
Yeah, Penta and Ludwig get to scrapping in jeans and slacks.
Yep. Yeah, because Penta came out in street clothes. Yeah.
And then after that, we cut to see Chad Gable in the streets looking for a hit of that good shit.
That's right, his promo. Where Chad was like in the streets of Mexico, showing people pictures or something.
Have you seen this guy? Have you seen this guy? Yeah.
And he got hit for a lick because he gave that man 100. He had to give him like 500, 400 for whatever's in that box. So, what do we think's in the box?
Just as honestly, and this is going to sound counterintuitive to what I said earlier, but it could just be a fucking lucha mask. Like, I can't think of what could you put on or have that would instantly give you the keys to success against a luchador if you've never beat one. Now you got to think about Chad Gable's history.
I know
he can fucking shoot wrestle legitimately. He puts on a banger every time. Suplexes out of his world. He's athletic as hell, but he can't beat any luchadors. Now, pulling the trigger on giving him a lucha mask is kind of insane in this day and age.
Very.
But I can't think of what else it would be. I can't.
I'm just thinking like Chad in like an El Generico kind of like situation where he come out with all these crazy luchador moves would be fucking wild. But I'm also thinking like what else could be inside the box? Like I have no idea.
It can't. It can't be a poncho. It's not going to be a belt. It could. Are there any boots of old wrestlers that have beaten luchadors? Like, is there any lore with that? It's not like he went into, like, he was in a back alley, so it's not like he went into like a temple or a gym or like a dojo. And I know obviously he's not gonna go to a dojo. Dojo's in Japan, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like
there's nothing to connect it to anything. Like, you did this in an alleyway and got finesse for $400. Whatever they gave you, there's probably some booth. First off, the second, I don't know if it's gonna work.
What if he pull out a card that gives him directions to another person?
Probably. I would love that. That should be funny as fuck.
And then he just on the hunt. He going from place to place.
But he opened the box. He looked excited. He looked like whatever he got in there was going to help him out. So I don't know, man. I really have no idea. I did like the way it was shot. It was really cool. Yeah. So and we didn't get like no return date either. So we don't know when Chad's coming back. So he's still out there in the hunt. Hopefully we get part 2 of that promo Monday, which we probably will.
Yeah. And then you got American Made,
American Made tag team with War Raiders. Do you like the War Raiders as like tag champions? How do you feel?
I like that they're defending the belts more often. Am I invested in them as a tag team? Me personally, I am not. But I wrote down pure athletes. Like all 4 of them should not be doing what the fuck they were doing this past month.
Right? No,
that is absolutely insane. To be that big, that strong, that fast, and agile. But am I personally invested in the War Raiders? I'm not. No.
Okay. I don't want to like shit on the War Raiders because we know like they're mad fucking talented. They're fucking great. But I'm just trying to figure out like why, like there's no connection. Why am I not like caring as much? Of course we wanted the belts to go to like go to them because where they were at before Judgment Day, they weren't going anywhere at all. I don't know what the issue is with like the tag team division. It's more particular on Raw. SmackDown, Raw. They got a whole fucking like situation going on over there. But
yes, it's a little more believable over there because you got people you invested in. We're invested in Pretty Deadly. We're invested in DIY because they fucking suck, but they're great. We're obviously invested in Street Profits, Motor City Machine. Motor City Machine Guns. I keep wanting to call them Motor City Machine Club. Motor City Machine Guns can fucking wrestle their ass off. I might not be interested in them talking, but they can flat out wrestle. Yeah. A-Town Down Under is funny, and they're having this ongoing storyline about Theory turning, which has been building for the last month and change. They have. Obviously, you got a section of the blood, or they're not even the blood. Are they even the bloodline now? The Tonga brothers. When they come back, like, so there's people there. When I think of Raw,
New Day, War Raiders.
Shit, New Day didn't even come to mind until you just said something, and that's because I think the last 2 weeks we're starting to see them be physical again. Like right now, for the most part, they've just been talking shit. And
they have they been in a match since the E shit? Like them turning on E? Have we seen New Day like? Was it Ray?
Once or twice. Once
Okay.
or twice, I think. And I think that would include tonight, actually, if I remember correctly. But yeah, they need more, like their heat's kind of dwindling, in my opinion, a little bit. I think they need to, damn, it's going to sound bad, but beat the shit out of the LWO, which I even think, yeah, I put a LWO video package. We have to stop this black on brown crime. We must unite against America Made. So, yeah, I want to see. I want to see more. I want to see more evil from the New Day. You don't just turn the same way they turn, or you don't just turn John Cena heel. You don't just turn New Day heel and then not continue to do something with it.
That's fair. That's fair.
They need to be...
Yeah, you're right. I think we just need more not believable teams, but just more creative for the tag team division in Raw, and then we'll probably have something. Because I do like the War Raiders image. That got kind of like, they're not really on the Viking tip anymore. They look like biker gang.
Yep.
Which can definitely translate on TV. Excuse me. So yeah, it's just more creative. Maybe they say something. Maybe they're the heels and they're the bad guys. God, when I look at biker gangs, I think of like the tough motherfuckers. Y'all the ones who're supposed to be the badasses. So maybe the heel turn works for them. But yeah, we'll see how it all plays out. Okay, do we have anything in between this tag team match and the main event? Was there?
Yeah, so the LWO video package, which off the top of my head, I can't remember, but I know they were beefing with the New Day. And Ray is back talking shit too. So Ray's back now.
That's right.
Braun Breaker versus all of Judgment Day. He had unlimited spears. I don't even, like, I'm not sure that that's legal in 2K. Like, he had unlimited spears. I think everybody got one.
Yeah, he spread the fuck out of Carlito.
Yeah. And then he fucking hero. He did it. Somehow he managed to do it. He managed to ruin Jey Uso promos for me.
Why?
The last episode he was here, he pretty much did the whole Jey Uso promo and mocked it. And then when Jey Uso was backstage with Kathy Kelly, it was the same shit the hero did, and I was like, fuck.
Would you like to give an example?
They said I'm a tag team guy. I can't do it. Gunther, when I see you at WrestleMania, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Crash out. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
He didn't even do it. One word, 4 letters. And I was like, fuck. I was like, Hero literally just pulled all of the excitement out of Jey Uso for me.
Yep.
He literally, he probably single-handedly just ruined the storyline. I'm upset.
Yeah.
So when I tell him about himself, I'm gonna let him know that too.
Yeah.
But Jey Uso still deserves to win. He still deserves to win,
and he will win.
It's tough because after we saw what happened tonight, nothing is a guarantee.
You can't get beat 3 times by the same motherfucker.
You can't. But also, we did not think the main event on Monday was going to go the way it did.
Nah, we definitely did.
Well, I'm not part of we then. Me along with the rest of Philadelphia thought that Rhea was winning.
Nah.
The way that Philly reacted, they were happy for Iyo, but they were in shock. They were like,
See, and this is, I know y'all don't be listening to the Monday Night Wave because me and Hero done talked about this maybe the week before the Elimination Chamber. Like we had talked about why is the match after Elimination Chamber, not on Elimination Chamber, and he had brought up the fact of, a triple threat being a possibility. And I think it was more so based off like DQ or something like that, but not actually Iyo winning. we knew a triple threat was going to happen. We didn't
but
predict the fact that Iyo was going to win the title.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the triple threat. I'm talking about the fact that Iyo got the belt. We're not talking about there being a potential triple threat or whatever the case. No one thought that Rhea was going to lose that belt that night to Iyo Sky. We just did not.
Nah.
Because we've been programmed like the main title belt don't change like that on regular TV.
It needs to. I liked it. I like the fact that it did, especially actually this week because two titles were changed on weekly TV this week. But yeah, I was like, damn, she lost it, but also like it's Iyo, and motherfuckers keep sleeping on Iyo, and you don't sleep on Iyo. Like,
see, I don't think people are asleep on Iyo. We just know that Rhea is a H baby.
She is, but Rhea hasn't won against Iyo. I think she's like 0-3 or 0-4 against.
Yeah, I wouldn't. When they said that, I wasn't paying that no mind. I was like, "Oh, she gonna win here."
Of course,
ain't nobody think about that
on
shit.
Iyo. Ain't nobody. Iyo's cold. Look, I love Iyo Sky. Like, she's fucking fire.
Tough. Yeah. She's hurt.
The match was great. I love the match. The intensity was fucking great. There was during the ad break, the match is going, of course, and it looked like Rhea had she had dislocated either her shoulder or her elbow, and then snapped it in place too, which is also just fucking brutal because the second time she done that shit. I think she did at SummerSlam, and doing it here, I'm like, what? It looks brutal. First off,
this is her brutality.
Look, she's obviously used to it. Definitely one of the better matches I've seen on like the Netflix version of Raw. The thing is that Rhea lost the same way Drew did, losing focus. Your ego is getting the best of you. You don't got somebody in the riptide on the turnbuckle and look at Bianca and was like, "See you at Mania."
See you at WrestleMania. Yeah.
What? Well, while you hold it, you gonna say this while I'm in your arms right now? Watch this, Hurricane. And I'm taking the title.
Roll up.
What now? And it hasn't been announced that a triple threat's happening yet. They ain't said nothing because Rhea just lost, but it's coming.
It's coming.
The rematch clause is definitely happening. This
now
what?
I'm gonna wait. Hopefully, I can remember. I'm gonna wait until we get to the back half. No. I'm gonna wait till we get to the back half of the show because it ties in. I don't want to mess up the flow of the show.
All right. Okay. Cool. Well, right now it's we're gonna take a little break. We're gonna come back, and when we come back from the break, we're gonna dive into Dynamite and SmackDown. We'll be right back.
Dynamite.
And we are back, people. Let's jump into this AEW Dynamite. Not the go home show. The go home show's Collision, but kind of similar, semi go home show. It kicks off with a contract signing. Mr. Who's House and Ricochet have a nice little dialogue here. Ricochet comes out in the robe.
I got MJF calling Hangman out video right before.
You're right. That did happen.
Yep.
That did happen. You're right. You are absolutely right. Hangman or MJF does call Hangman out. He's in the parking lot.
That's correct. Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Yep. I'm in the Sacramento streets in the parking lot waiting for Hangman to arrive. You're absolutely right. That did happen. Then we jump into the contract signing. Ricochet come out in the robe. He's the Philadelphia hat. He's leaning into all the heel turns. And I didn't think the hat would work for me, but it does. For some reason, like it fits the aesthetic. I don't know. I don't know why you want to hate an Eagles fan. I don't know why, but it just kind of fits.
There are 1,000 reasons to hate the Eagles fan, and the first one is because it's in Philadelphia. The second one is because the fans are atrocious. The third is because they booed Santa. The fourth is because they clapped when a player almost died on the field that was on the opposing team. The fifth is because they continue to talk about other teams that are doing worse than them and center themselves. Just go be the winners y'all say y'all supposed to be. Anyway, I'm going to stop there because it's a wrestling podcast, not a sports podcast. But fuck the Philadelphia Eagles for life.
You're not wrong. Also, you know what's funny? I saw the clip of Jalen Hurts like talking to Sirianni like, yo, you going to pull us? Y'all was up by 40, bro. What you mean? Yes, I'm pulling the starters. He was sick. You sure you want to pull us? Yes. Sit down. Y'all don't need to win no more.
And it's not even that. Like, I like some of the players. But I don't like the fans, and I don't really like the city.
Okay.
Shout out. They got Meek Mill and they got Philly cheesesteaks. And Rocky's not even a real character. He's not even real.
Okay, not even real. Bro. This nigga tripping.
Niggas trying to get rid of AI. Oh my god. Anyway, listen. All right.
Fair. Hey.
But the reason why you like the hat is because it keeps the light from shining off of Ricochet's head and blinding you while you're watching AEW programming.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's what it is.
He comes out. Swerve comes out and they're sitting there and Ricochet says some of the funniest shit. I showed up here so at least you don't have to worry about your house being burned down again. And I was like,
that's a bar.
It is a bar because the last contract signing he did, Hangman did not show up and burnt that man's house down. So, touche. He has you there, Swerve. He has you there. He says his focus is on Mox, Cope, and who he has to beat to become AEW champion. So the stipulation here was that the rematch only happened because if Swerve wins or Swerve loses, Ricochet gets the number one contendership to go after the title. If Swerve wins, he gets the number one contendership. That's what's up at stake here. And currently, the AEW title picture is very not convoluted because Mox versus Cope, and we'll get to that. Swerve has some bars in this as well where he sits down. He's like, this all started because I'm going to expose you for the coward you are. If you think a low blow win is impressive, awakening the most dangerous man is a regret you're going to live with. Two things that you're going to be known for when you're done with this beef with Swerve is that Swerve briefly reviving your career and your ring announcer wife.
The second part is not the bar that he thought it was, but shout out to Sacramento popping. The reason why
they did pop.
The reason why it's not is because she doesn't even wrestle. So like it's different when someone talks about Seth and Becky. Becky wrestles. Becky is considered the man. There's many different things you can do there with that, but it just for me it didn't hit.
Would you say is Samantha bigger than Ricochet in the wrestling world?
No.
Not even close?
I didn't say it's not close. Okay. You asked if she's bigger. I would say at this point, this is gonna sound fucked up. At this point, she is known for two things: the the Cody call for WrestleMania 40, which is historic,
Mm-hmm.
and then the fact that she was so great at her job and she dipped out.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that.
No. And one of her songs was fire. I heard him, by the way. I listened to him. Right now, Ricochet. First, I'm gonna say this: Ricochet should win. The reason why I say he should win is because it would validate the growth and the run that he's had in AEW.
Right.
Even if he ends up losing to, God, I hope it's Copeland. Even if he ends up losing to Cope. Actually, anyway, no, I won't go there. Even if he ends up losing to Cope, it will at least validate the work that Ricochet has put in from a character standpoint with his promos to couple with his wrestling ability. Swerve does not need to win right now. In my opinion, he's already a made man. This is an opportunity for Tony to take talent that came over from the and put them into the championship. Now you run the risk of people saying, "Oh, it's two WWE people," or three, depending on how you look at it. Three in the bout for your main title. But if they're quote unquote the best talent, they're the best talent. But you gotta validate Ricochet's work that he has put in with the match, with this particular match. I don't think he should quote unquote look past Swerve, but anyway, I'm veering off because what you asked about was who's more popular, who's more well known. Him winning and beating Swerve will solidify his position in AEW, which will then will keep his position, quote unquote, as him being more known between the two. That is the short version of what I was trying to say.
You are right. I think that if Ricochet wins, we further push, the story that, he's been working on, which his character work has been great. Started off a little sketch when he's doing like the baby face shit, but the heel run that he's been on, perfect. I love the Dahmer glasses. I love the slightly sadistic. I love the knife, or not knife, but the scissors.
Scissors. Yeah.
Like I love the it's like the Poindexter like geek that's gonna freak the fuck out at any given time. Like I'm okay with that. I like the fact that he's egging people on. I was gonna say that, but yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, I guess I shouldn't have said that. Yeah,
it's fine.
Now that I think about it, yeah, you're right.
But it's been working. Like this gimmick has been working. The only thing is like this whole story is also about the robe. And it's like if he wins, what happens to the robe? Does this motherfucker just take the scissors and snip, like just cut up the robe? Would be diabolical, right?
Would that be diabolical? Yes, but so I got some shit, right? You can have, and it's probably not going to happen because I don't know the AEW universe that well, but my understanding of the robe is that Nana has given the robe to wrestlers of importance who have had belts or championships or were important to the culture. If I'm Ricochet, I'm keeping the robe. I'm taking the robe to the championship. From there, you can have, if Ricochet ended up winning, which is probably not going to happen, but if he did, you could have an option of Prince Nana turning on Swerve and him being the heel manager, and Swerve can become a bigger face in your company because he lost his belt, he got stabbed in the face with a syringe, got his house burnt down, got his ass jumped and beat, got stabbed, lost his manager. Like, you could potentially, if you choose to, if that's the way you want to do it, you could start to garner or have people rally behind Swerve, not based on sympathy, but based on them wanting him to win. And you can literally build him into a bigger face than he already is.
The only thing that I see and hear everything that you just said, and it all makes sense. It would just turn him into Hangman. He would just be the guy that's like, all this wrong shit happened to me, but I'm the baby face. But like, technically, you are, but you would approach it the wrong way. I don't think Swerve losing, he wouldn't be like, damn, I'm the babyface who lost. I need to be picked back up. Swerve was just going to run of just like fucking people up because that's just who he is. And then we're now cheering you because you're fucking people up and you should be the babyface. But that's also AEW's MO is there really is no true such thing as a babyface in that company. Like, maybe, no, not maybe. Willow is like the only true babyface. And even Willow just fucking Concerto somebody last week. So it's like,
but she had a reason.
Definitely had a reason. But it was like that line's toted so like frequently, and it could work. Would I like to see that? Yeah, because Ricochet with Nana, like what, bro? Like, what does that even look like?
And
like,
even though Ricochet's gotten better at talking, you now put a mic on somebody who can talk for Ricochet.
That's just diabolical. Jesus.
And then
Christ.
you have the story of Swerve being out for pure revenge because you took everything from me.
It's true.
You took my opportunity. You took my manager. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know like the theme is, from what I've been seeing on the IWC, is that they want Swerve to regain the AEW World Championship. They feel like the place was in a position where shit was rocking. His run kind of got cut a little short only because of they wanted to put it on Bryan before he retired. So you didn't really get to see a full like complete year or 8 months, 9 months of storyline with Swerve as a champion. So people have been wanting to get it. So this could be the path to like help him.
Yeah.
Get back on track.
He take it back off of Ricochet, and Ricochet spirals out of control.
I don't know if I see Ricochet as AEW champion. I don't know if I could.
You're not wrong. I'm just throwing it out there.
I hear you.
And he don't have to have a belt that long either.
Dom Ricochet as AEW champion,
in one hand out of the other.
Swerve would 1,000% lose his mind. Like you would see unhinged levels of Swerve if Ricochet got the belt.
Yeah, I mean, it only took 12 minutes into the show for there to be blood. So they're gonna be bleeding everywhere. It's gonna be for the sickos. You get more stabbing wounds. Like that's what y'all want. That's what y'all like.
That's fair.
Give it to them.
We got a quick little 8-man. My only notes of this was that Hobbs' stock is growing, and they got to be careful. Hobbs is looking like a fucking talent out there, looking really good. But the thing is, when you're rising so fucking fast, they don't know what to do with you. You know how we were just talking about natural pushes and like how like the fans could like control the narrative. The AEW hasn't capitalized on that very well, and I don't want Hobbs to be a villain, or not villain, but a product of mistimed heat or mistimed opportunities.
Is it because they don't plan well?
Because
that's the only thing I can think of. You have to, if you see that you have I don't even want to call him a face, but you have a big guy that's garnering more attention and it's going fast. You have to, like, somebody should be, hey, this is the next spot. This is the next thing for him.
I think there's just so many of the next spots that it's just we need tiers. Me and Hero talked about this before, where there's tiers of mid card and high tier, like your main event stars. And I think the issue is that you don't know who the fuck is mid tier, and you don't know who the hell is main event champion level, because the lines are not as solid as they should be or defined. But as of lately, since Tony has been back at the helm of the shows, the product has been significantly fucking better. So maybe he does have a plan. Maybe he doesn't. I don't fucking know. But I just know the shows have been more enjoyable with him back in the chair. So on, so on. But yeah, just be careful, because Hobbs had the street fight. He had the little parking lot fight before that, and that looks great. He was killing his 8-man. He had a main event match in Collision in Oakland because he's from Oakland. Like he's been doing a lot, and he's been killing everything. Even the match with Mox he had in, I think, October or some shit like that. I think Maximum Carnage is in October. I'm not sure, but he's been on the tear.
People are chanting meat every time he's in the ring. It's the
hype is coming.
You got to pay attention to that kind of shit.
Gotta pay attention. Yep. Post match though, we'll talk about what happened post match. Of course, Ospreay's in the 8-man tag. They get the win with the Os Cutter. That was fucking ill.
And he gets the pin.
Yep. We see that Mark Davis, who is a member of United Empire, was out there choking Ospreay. Which is, there's history between that because he was partners with Ospreay's partners with Fletcher and whatnot. You see that he was a little resilient to continue to fight Ospreay. So he ends up I believe rolling out of the ring. And then we see Fletcher come out. And Fletcher's in Mark's face, yo, what the fuck are you doing? This is our job is to beat down Ospreay. You over here second guessing it? The hell? They jumped that man hands and feet. Yeah. Put the paws on Ospreay for sure.
Beat his ass in some panda dunks.
Yep. Hands and feet, yo. And then we see Mark Davis deliver a brutal chair shot. And then we get a brain buster by Fletcher on the chair, which is also just fucking ill. They're setting up that steel cage match in LA. I liked it. I liked the Ospreay didn't get up because I didn't want him to have the crazy fucking babyface moment before the pay-per-view. You kind of want to at least make, Fletcher look believable that he can beat Ospreay, even though I don't think it's going to happen.
Fletcher is out there looking like a baby RKO. That's what he looked like when he took that pose. He's standing there, bald, tats all over his arms. He's flexing. That was the vibe that I got.
I can see that.
That's the vibe I got. I'm not gonna say Timu Orton because if Hero was here, that's definitely what he would say.
He would definitely say Timu Orton.
But I don't like the Proto Star.
Yeah, I don't
like it. Either you're the prototype or you're a superstar. But you can't be the prototype of a superstar. Thus the Proto Star. That's that's just a little confusing. They gotta land on something else for him.
Yeah,
for that.
AEW names are just that names. Some of them make sense, some of them don't. Some of them are cool, some of them are not. But I just live with it. That's all I can do. We get the quick little Konosuke and Kenny Omega promo where they go over the history that they have. It was a good promo.
That is me giving a standing ovation for a historical video package. That was fire, and I was instantly off of that alone. I bought in. I was bought in on seeing them two wrestle. Yeah, absolutely.
And it was funny because the videos that they were showing, Konosuke was young, that. And I looked up the history of where those videos came from, and I think they're 2012, 2013. He's been on this journey for a while. He's been fighting Kenny Omega for a while as well. But yeah, I loved it. I love the history. I love the fact that they introduced a reason why you should pay attention, especially to people who are just tuning in. They're kind of listening to where hey, not everybody knows the history, so show us what the history is, and now we kind of see a visual representation of that. Kudos.
Why is this important? That's all we need to know. Why is this important? How does this stack up? And that was a great, you see who the big brother is. You see who the little brother is. You see what the angle of, I want to beat your ass because I haven't won. Or you've been thinking you've been the big bro the whole time. There's just elements there that you can identify with. And then you get to pick the character you want to root for.
Yep.
Instead of waiting until the ring to see that they both can work, and they'd be like, "Oh, that was a great match," but then you don't have any tie or any buy-in to the characters that's in there. So, because I've never seen Kenny Omega wrestle, I know that sounds sacrilegious, but
we got to change it this year. We're gonna get you to see how Kenny wrestles.
Yeah, I'll be down. I'm down.
We got a Cope versus Yuta. I'm gonna let DT start here because he was just questioning some shit. What do you have to say, DT?
Literally from jump. First of all, and I've seen people on Blue Sky and Twitter, so clearly I must be in the minority, but they were talking about how dope it was to watch Yuta walk in from the outside. And I was like, I could see it being dope if there were people outside. Literally, he just walked in off the street, which further proves Hero's point that he looks homeless. You don't have no home.
Nah.
You just
Walking off the street and going toe to toe with a legend is hilarious. That's fucking funny.
That's my first thing. The second thing is, in this build up, you got rid of, I'll just call them the lackeys. You got rid of the lackeys for the Death Riders. Why is Yuta wrestling Cope for 20 minutes?
It was a long match.
He shouldn't even be on Cope's level. Because if you can't get rid of Yuta fast, how am I supposed to believe you're gonna take care of the Neo Chief over here? How am I supposed to believe that? No concerto, no, you like. There was nothing that Cope did that would make me believe that he can actually beat Moxley if he was fighting Moxley 1-on-1. If you're supposed to do that tier fight, you supposed to knock all the little goons out and get to the boss. You got to boss number 2. He wasn't even the main boss, and you struggling in a 20-minute match.
Yuta might not even be boss number 2 out of the Death Riders. Like, if this was Claudio, you wouldn't have not made it through.
Look, but okay, so think about that. That's how they positioned Yuta before the respectful handshake.
Yeah,
Yuta went 20 minutes with Cope. Why are we even doing this?
You're not wrong.
Why are we even doing this?
And you sound exactly like Mr. Heroic, because he'd be like, why is this dude going 50-50 with this dude over here? It makes no sense. And I'm hearing him say it in my head because he says it to me all the time. And I'm like, you make sense, bro. You're not wrong, yo.
Because if that is the case, Yuta might as well turn on Mox and take the belt off Mox.
If Yuta was that strong. Like,
well, then, if he's not that strong, then why is he going 20 minutes with Cope?
Exactly. I get it. And the thing is, like, it also doesn't make any sense from a standpoint of also, like, if there was a story being built back, behind the scenes with Yuta, where it's like, oh, he's slowly becoming like that leader, right? But Yuta's never been positioned as the number 2, trying to be the number 1. He's just always been number 4, getting fucked up, or being the guy to go out and fight people. It just doesn't make any sense that he went 20 minutes unless, like, Cope's just not ready. And if that's the case, when Cope gets in the ring with Mox, it needs to just be decimation. Because if you're going toe to toe with Yuta, it needs to be, hey,
there needs to be no contest, like legitimately, based on logic.
Yeah, no matter how shaken up mentally or physically he is or whatever from you, like, taking out his team. And we're going to talk about that real quick too, is that, like, post match, Cope shakes Yuta's hand and says, this is what respect is, right? And it's like, sir, this is also coming from the man who choked out his mentor. I don't really think he cares about a handshake personally, per se, or respect. He damn sure don't respect you if he damn sure didn't respect Brian. They fucking put that man on the back burner. He still ain't came back. So, okay. Second, in this, Mox is also, like, pissed off at Yuta because he's like, what the fuck you shaking hands for? What the hell is all this about? You shaking hands. Mox is mushing his face. Once again, Roman coded.
This is the Bloodline Royal Rumble 23 segment. That's what this is. It's the end of a match segment. Mox, who would be the, I keep calling him the Neo Chief, is mushing Sammy Yuta Wheeler Zane in the face post-match, asking him, what is he doing? Pull the trigger. If you with me, you pull the trigger.
Right.
Yuta gets mad, rolls out the ring like Jey Uso, walks away. Mox is now following Yuta down the hall, telling him to get back here.
Yeah.
Listen, it like we talked about, it's Roman coded. Cool, do your thing.
Roman coded.
Post Yuta walking away, Mox cuts a promo that I almost believe in. It was a halfway decent promo. Um, where to the gist, I mean, you might have the words, but he pretty much was like, "You pushed me to the edge, and I'm gonna have to go there."
Yeah, I think he has. I do have the words. You distracted me. You brought the worst and successfully rattled me. Now you got me all alone. What are you gonna do to me? He said, "There's no business respect. You only get respect when you pull the trigger." And this also, now that he's all alone, he mentions, "Oh, I'm all alone," which also seems like you're not all alone. If you think about the villains, like, "Oh, I'm all by myself. Now you got to come get me." It's like, technically, he might be telling you he's not all
Mm-hmm.
alone. And the speculation I saw was that, like, maybe, and it's a callback that Jack Perry is the one who's going to help him, like, retain against Cope. Because we haven't seen Jack in a while, and Mox had that run in with Jack where he's like, "Oh, you're a good kid. I like you." So maybe there's a tie in there. Maybe we see that happen in Revolution. I'm not sure, but I don't think Mox is going to be by himself. I think he's gonna add his solo, if you will.
Do we want Mox to keep having this hidden belt that we haven't seen?
I don't personally, but it's not up to me. My hypothetical situation is what I think is going to happen, or what I would like to see happen, is that they have this match, Cope Mox, right? Cope either beats Mox or Mox beat Cope. We see that the contract that Christian has makes an appearance because he's had it for a while, and he takes the belt off of Cope or he takes the belt off of Mox. That came out today. I think the excerpt was from Collision, to where, like, the contract only goes to the person who signs it. So the contract can be stolen and somebody else can sign it and take that opportunity. And
So
what do you mean?
He's been walking around and hasn't signed a contract yet?
It's possible.
Okay.
It's highly possible. He's had this contract. They've been bashing people over the head and could not have signed it. He's had multiple chances where he's come out and he's had his pin or whatever to sign the contract, but I haven't seen it happen on TV yet.
Okay, so essentially signing the contract is akin to cashing in.
Correct.
Briefcase. Okay.
Correct.
Here's my question. Actually, I don't have a question. I'm gonna just let it play out.
Yeah. So my thing, contract can be stolen. Maybe Jay White takes it and Jay White gets the belt, which I would hope that was the play, because Jay White's been around this whole Death Rider angle for a while, and I haven't figured out why he's there. Maybe he's waiting for his opportunity. I have no idea, but I want to see Jay White as AEW champion. I think that would be way better than the current Death Riders angle right now. But that's just me.
I think anything would be
just to see the championship. Let me see the champion on TV. MJF calls out Hangman again. He's outside. Hangman pulls up, almost runs him over. Pulls up in the truck like on some diabolical shit.
They put horns on an electric truck.
That shit was funny.
It should have been
last week too.
It should have been a Ford Raptor, a dusty ass Ford Bronco, fucking Suburban something. But he pulled up in I think it's a Rivian is what it's called, an electric truck, and threw some horns on it.
Sponsor
That's
money.
why
that ad money. Gotta get that money in.
Where's the? I'm gonna sound old as hell. Where's the bus? The short black bus. He crashed that, right?
Yeah, Darby's bus. Yeah,
he need that bus. Give him that. Put the horns on that.
Oh no, Jack's bus. It was Jack's bus. But yeah. So yeah, he calls MJF out, or MJF calls Hangman out. Hangman pulls up, gives chase to MJF, and runs into a fucking doppelganger. I ain't seen the switcheroo act in a minute, where he runs up on this dude who looks like MJF from behind, is not MJF, and you're still like, where the fuck is MJF at? And that's when he gets the upper hand on Hangman. Multiple stun gun pile drivers in the ring. He rips open the shirt and shows the MJF did nothing wrong shirt. And what? Go ahead, say it. I know where you're going with it because I'm thinking the same thing. But I think I am.
What? Why the fuck is there lighter fluid?
That's also true.
You spraying it and pouring it all over him. We know you ain't gonna light him on fire.
Do we though? You ain't been watching long enough. That's their go-to in AEW is to light a motherfucker on fire. It's actually kind of funny how many people get hit with lighter fluid.
I've seen the flamethrower. I've seen that. But there's no way that you're gonna have because it didn't even
Jack
look
got
like
lit on fire.
It didn't look like he had flame repellent
clothes
for sure. On.
For sure.
So that was the first thing I was looking at because I did get hyped when he pulled the fire the lighter fluid out, and then I was like, you ain't gonna do that. You're not gonna do that in Sacramento. You're not gonna waste that for Sacramento.
Nah.
Sacramento ain't the town for that.
You're not wrong. Because when they did do it with Jack was like gelled the fuck up. And I was like, why is he so goddamn greasy? We ain't seen him in like 10 minutes of the match. What the fuck is going on? And he had the flame repellent on him. And he did training before that for I think like 2 or 3 weeks before that particular spot. But in AEW, you never know. Niggas get light on fire every day, B. It could happen.
The MJF did nothing wrong. KO his right shirt. Is that what you was thinking?
Yeah, that's kind of what's happening right now. Yeah. And I like both shirts. And he has a point, and the point is that like you'll cheer when Hangman burns a man's house on fire, right? Or lights a man's house on fire. But if I
set him on fire,
y'all gonna hate me.
Issue.
Exactly. So I see his gimmick and his issues that these hypocrite fans will cheer for you for doing this, but they're gonna hate me for doing it. And I like that story. I like the elements of when the heels were like, no, look at him. He's just as fucking bad. Like he said it last week. You killed Christopher Daniels. You fucking burnt somebody's house down. You stuck him in with a syringe, and they still cheered you. But if I do that shit, y'all gonna fucking look at me like I'm crazy. So I understand his beef. It makes sense.
Yeah, but also you pouring shots of tequila on kids. You niggas is hawking loogies on each other,
throwing gum.
Like what are we talking about?
MJF is crazy. But as he pours the lighter fluid on him, security rushes him. And as I think he says something as he's getting carried away. I think he's like, "You're proving my point," or something in that element where he's just screaming. And then my next note was like, "Yeah, something about these dudes. They love burning their problems away. It's Hangman, Darby, MJF. Like that's just they go to. Like if I can't fight you, I'm gonna
burn your ass.
You. Like that's what it is, yo." We get Stat and Thunder Rosa versus Bane and Ford. What now? What's the
you had. First of all, shout out to all these ladies. I'm gonna say that. Even though I think there was a little bit of shenanigans there. There was a perfect opportunity to give Rosa her get back, and it did not happen. That's what I'm mad about.
No, you're right. We wanted that to happen. You're right.
Yeah. Even if should she have won? Yes. But not only did she not win, not only did she not get a chair shot in, she also took the pin. Which is like, okay, fam. Now, yes, you said it was Statlander and Megan. Like, they some big girls.
They were hooping. It was a good match.
And I'm buying a Megan Bane t-shirt. I just don't know which one yet, but I will have one. But Thunder Rosa deserved not only to get her win, but also to get her lick back with the chair shot. Being used appropriately. Whether y'all have clueless refs all the time. Ref couldn't turn it back one time.
You're not wrong.
So that's why I had that deep sigh of disappointment, that Drake sigh of disappointment. Because
we wanted that get back, especially for like that shit that we saw. That shit was fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. You're right. You were absolutely right. I kind of like slightly forgot that I was looking for the chair shot, but they definitely need to rectify that because that shit made Thunder look crazy, bro.
Crazy, yeah.
Overall solid tag team match. Megan Bane did pick up the win with the 5F. I don't know if I can call it in whatever, but I don't know. I don't know. They didn't give it a name yet. Don't know. And I don't know if never mind. I'll just skip it.
They call it the Bane Slam. The Bane
yeah,
toss,
we'll go Bane Slam.
something.
Bane 5. She gave her the Bane 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's picked up the win. They're hinting at the rematch between Bane and Stat at some point. I don't think it's going to happen in LA. I don't want that to be a pre-show match. Like, that deserves to be on like the card itself. And already this LA card is fucking crazy. We had a CEO promo where she's talking about who she's going against in Momo Watanabe, who is a Stardom wrestler, part of a group called Hate. And I had to look this up because I was like, what the fuck does hate mean? And it was like harass, abuse, terrorize, and eradicate. And it's like 7 women, and they go out there just fucking people up. I like it. But the tie here is that there's one of the group members fought Athena. And right now, if you've been paying attention, Athena's henchman has been around this whole area. And everybody's been speculating, will we see CEO versus Athena? They've had some Twitter exchanges recently. So the inevitable is going to happen. We just don't know when it's going to happen between the two. So just stay tuned for Athena versus Monet. I would assume it probably happened like Dallas. That's where Athena's from. She's not on that card. Highway robbery. But yeah, be on the lookout for that.
That's all the way in July, isn't it?
It is.
How do you continue to bring that story and tell that story along for another 4 months?
4 months.
July is
especially in the situation where they don't really talk about long-term booking. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe a rematch. Maybe they do it in April, and then you get the rematch in July.
Okay,
it's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
She still has to fight the henchman, which I think that's going to happen, and then you'll go from henchman to Athena, and then we can probably figure that out from there. I just want to see them wrestle.
Who has to fight the henchman? You saying Mercedes Monet has to fight the henchman?
Probably.
Which means they,
because Athena uses her henchman as a henchman. She uses her as like go take care of that.
Okay, so if you're doing that, just based on wrestling logic, you're telling me that Athena is a heel.
Yes.
Okay, because nobody likes the CEO, so I don't think they're going to be cheering when she wins in that particular fashion. I'm not sure that I'm not sure you can do enough to Mercedes Monet to stop the Monet train to get her cheered to be a face to go against somebody who uses henchmen while she has 4 belts and talks about everybody else ain't shit. It's hard to make it. I can't see you turning her face to fight somebody you're telling me is a heel in 4 months.
She would have to turn Athena face.
So then she would have to go search Athena out, which means Athena, it wouldn't make sense for Athena to use bodyguards if Athena is going to be the face.
True.
Because what are you working up to? Because if you're using the guards to weaken Monet to then go beat her, that's a heel. Like, that's not.
It's a heel tactic.
To me, that's
absolutely.
it's a bad guy tactic. So you can't have these henchmen swimming around this heel for them to then fight the heel, for then the heel to become the face to fight the heel. You see what I'm saying? Like,
nah, that was like algebra right there. I lost everything. You said heel 4 times. I was, huh? Nigga, what? What size heel?
Right? Size 9. No.
No, I get what you're saying. Is that like, you know, there's a lot of play to turn Athena heel because or Athena face, especially when you already have a henchman. Henchman tactics are heel tactics. She would have to, Monet would have to like destroy the henchman and then go attack Athena. And I think honestly, the fans would get behind Athena beating Monet. I have no doubt about that.
I think they would get behind anybody beating Monet.
It's also true. They're behind Harley. They're really behind Harley.
Shit, I was. I damn near almost stopped watching WWE programming to see what was happening.
That's funny.
She
and
had
Harley
the puppet and was barring her up, and I was like, "Oh, I'm in tune. What is this? Looks entertaining. What is she doing over there?"
No, yeah, for sure. That's the word. It was definitely entertaining. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out. I don't know. I know at some point they want to get Mercedes versus Tony. And that's if Tony holds the belt for really long. And I don't think she should hold the belt for really long. She's a 4-time champion. I need no more than 3 months, 4 months. Like, by July, she should drop it.
She's gonna, let me not say what she's doing. It would make sense based on the video packages and all the stuff that I have watched that she would beat Mariah May.
Right.
So, and it's my understanding they're on the same show. Why wouldn't they just cross paths? Why haven't they crossed paths yet? Have they? Has there been a stare off? Has there been a bump in the hallway? Has there been a cutting the nigga off while they're doing a backstage segment?
I'm not sure. No, I think because everything Tony's been doing has been based around Mariah. They have not. Tony ain't actually lined up with nobody, to be honest. Except Mariah.
So, okay, here's how I would play it. Or here's how I would book it. Tony wins. She beats Mariah May because they have a great video package, or not even a video package, but a great sit-down interview with Renee?
Yeah.
Question mark? Okay. Where she's like, pretty much like, you had your time, and at the end of this, no one's going to remember you, like your time is done. Like, I'm going to end this. Cool. So, Tony should beat Mariah May. Right? And she should be celebratory and talk about all the great things that has happened and the feature presentation, the full-length film that she's put on this past year. You can play into that. And then you have annoying-ass Mercedes Moné come in and cut her off. And I'm the CEO of this company, and there's no woman that's better than me in this company. And that's literally how you can start the feud between them two.
Yeah. Mercedes just has to lose the belt. And that's the thing, too. She has to lose the TBS.
Does she?
I don't want to see a double champ.
Well, she wouldn't win.
For either.
She wouldn't win, though. She wouldn't win.
Like,
you're not gonna book. Well, you might. Sorry, I don't want to take any pop shots. You wouldn't book Tony Storm to lose to Mercedes.
You would. Tony would for sure. TK would 1000% book.
Okay, so then I'm gonna take somebody smart with intelligence would not book that
unless she didn't have the belt. Like if Mercedes lost the belt, go for it. Knock yourself out. However, I also don't think that's one of the things where they should touch up anytime soon either, because we're just going to go from TBS champion CEO to AEW Women's Champion CEO. It's going to happen regardless. At some point down the line, Mercedes will be AEW's Women's Champ. We don't have to like streamline that right now.
But then you run the risk. She can't say that she's better than anybody in the company if she loses the belt. If she loses the belt that's in the company.
Right.
Now, if she lost the New Japan belt and the other 3 belts that she has, she could still say, I'm the best woman in this company.
Right.
And she'd be like, that's my belt. That belt has my name on it. That's how you could start that feud. But she can't lose a TBS belt and still be like, nobody stops the Monet train, and I'm raising the women's division, and I'm the best woman in this company, and then lose a mid-card belt.
You're not wrong. I've been thinking about ways that Mercedes could lose the TBS, and it would have to be like on some like triple threat shit. Like somebody else
have
got
her
pinned.
Lose it without getting pinned.
Yeah, that might be it. That might be the way. Is that a triple threat of some sort, and she does not get pinned, and she loses her belt, and
if you want to do Harley Cameron, Mercedes Moné, and Athena, since you're telling me one story's coming in, she just left another story. That could be how you play it. That could be.
And at that point, if you put Harley in another title match, I would like to see Harley win.
Like, yeah, she can. At that she point, can win. by beating Athena.
Yeah. Ugh, but here's the thing with Athena though. It's also like that woman don't lose. She on a damn near 900 plus like streak of like winning.
Congratulations, you just lost. Look, like, and then from there you can
I don't know
have a feud where you can have Harley Quinn be the woman that took out Athena, and Mercedes was in the match, but she didn't get pinned, so she can still say she's the best woman in the company.
I like what you're saying. It just doesn't make sense for Harley to be the one to beat Athena or Monet. But like I said, if Harley's in it, I want to see her get the belt. But those two women, Athena and Monet, have been in crazy shit. The wins have been hella fucking high. It's not an issue to book them losing. It's just the right person has to be there to like. It has to be like a Willow or a Stat or somebody who has the credibility to like take out the streaks. Not saying Harley doesn't right now, and she could, but it needs to be somebody who's there.
I can. You want me to book the finish? I can book the finish for you right now.
What you got?
The finish is Monet tosses Harley out of the ring. Mm-hmm. Monet hits whatever that move is that we don't like. That's supposed to be her finisher. She hits that move. Harley runs back in, hits her move on Monet, kicks Monet out, pins Athena. Boom, there you go.
Yeah, the issue's not the finish. It's just the issue is Harley ending both streaks without any like strong credit of like winning for Harley. Right now she's been winning. So if she continues this streak that she's been doing since the Mercedes match, possibly. She has pull. The audience fucking loves her. Feel the Wrath is like every fucking where. Like it's a possibility.
And then she can claim, she meaning Monet, that she is elevating the women's division. There you go. I booked your feud. I booked your match. I booked your finish. You have a whole new champion.
and it puts it back on the mid card. It puts a mid card title on a mid card like superstar. You might be right.
And I booked you to have your top heel versus your top face for the top women's belt.
Yeah.
I just did that in 5 minutes. I should get hired.
You probably could.
So
all right. Main event, then we'll get into like SmackDown. Ricochet Okada versus Brody and Swerve. Really dope tag team here. I actually like the combination of Brody and Swerve wrestling. Like they look really good together. The double team on the chair dives is solid. Brody's like rolling into like the fucking chair and shit like that. I got a double Swerve stomp while Brody holds Okada and Ricochet in both arms or one arm each. Super hot, like solid momentum with the hot tag from Swerve, and then Ricochet ends up with like a mean fucking DDT in this match. So overall, a lot of fucking action. House calling Okada was crazy, and then the finish where Ricochet, or as Okada's using his title to get the fuck out of here, I'm using his title to like be the heel. Ricochet uses it and ends up no, he actually hits Swerve with the title to get the win against the ref. Because he uses the Continental title to secure the win against Swerve.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, because I don't know. I didn't write down the details. I was definitely passing out by this time. But anywho, Rico gets the win here. Once again, heel getting the win into the pay-per-view. It makes the most sense. Like I said, Brody's going against Okada. I personally think that Okada should probably lose his belt in LA, which opens the doors up for Okada versus Kenny in Dallas, which is what they've been trying to like get to, but Kenny's been injured. So it could be actually I take that back. I take it back. He's not losing it. He's not losing to LA. At least I don't think so. They usually do like big title changes at Dynasty. It's kind of like their restart button for a lot of shit. Swerve won it in Dynasty, so you might have to wait another month. But either way, we'll see. The pay-per-view is tomorrow, and I have no idea what the fuck is about to happen. We made our predictions. I don't know if DT put those out on Instagram yet.
No, they will get when's the
tomorrow?
What time is the show?
5 or 6 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. I'll make the post automated for tonight.
Okay, cool. You'll see
Yep.
well, if you listen to this on Monday, you just have to go.
You will have seen them on the
seen,
Instagram page.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you probably would have seen the pay-per-view by then. So check how accurate you are. Here's a nice little shameless plug: the Monday Night Wave on Instagram, where we're gonna give you some photos, some predictions. We
got some content coming up post WrestleMania for season 2 of the Monday Night Wave.
Absolutely, and these are facts. This is not a spoiler. This is a fact. Let's get into SmackDown real quick, and we can get the hell up out of here. Opens up out the gate. Drew McIntyre is blindsided by Damian Priest, or Drew McIntyre blindsides Damian Priest. My bad. So out the gates, action. It's hands and feet. We kind of predicted last week that the Mania match will be Drew versus Damian. We still excited for that? Is that still something you want to see? Like,
I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm cool. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I'm Gucci. Here's the problem. Okay. Mm-hmm. Both wrestlers, in their own right, awesome. They both can carry matches. They both are powerhouses. They both got great moves. We've seen them interact. And even just last week, I talked about Drew losing to Damian at WrestleMania. Then he got screwed on the rematch at Clash at the Castle by Punt when he was going against Damian again. Then he got thrown out of the ring for Royal Rumble against Damian. Then he got eliminated in the Elimination Chamber
by Damian.
Listen, if Drew does not beat Damian Priest, you will have wasted all of Drew's run last year against Punk.
Oof.
Part of the reason why I don't want to see it is because I fear that it's not going to get booked the way I would like it to be booked.
And as the Oracle, how would you like to see this booked? What's the...
Drew should be getting his revenge for the amount of times that he lost to Damian. Now, I understand Damian is a face. I understand that Damian is also an H baby, as some people like to call them. And Damian has had the World Championship belt. He had a hell of a run with the belt. For a while, he was the face of Judgment Day before he and Rhea were then the Terror Twins, and he was kind of the face of that. Drew needs a dub. Drew needs a dub based on
all the L's he's been taking.
That alone, but also based on where his character has gone the last year. Drew can't be this vengeful individual, and then when he has somebody in front of him that has beaten his ass at every turn, he doesn't get a dub to be vengeful.
Yeah, and he also needs to call back. I mean, call back. He needs to get back from Mania. Like Priest took it from at Mania. Like, you want to see Drew get at least one,
And I'm not even sure that Drew has in his promos harped enough on the interactions between him and Damian.
No.
To justify his actions. Like, generally there's some sort of promo that ties all of these things in, right? Like, he would be in the ring essentially saying, I hate Damian Priest because of these reasons. He took my belt at Mania. He was assisted by Punk in cheating me in Clash of the Castle. He beat me here. He eliminated me in Royal Rumble and eliminated my main title picture chances. He then eliminated me again in the Elimination Chamber. Everywhere I turn, he's in my face. That kind of a promo, maybe not worded like that, but that kind of a promo from him with his jabs will elevate that match. Right now, the violence is cool. Like, cool, we get it. Y'all both big, y'all both hit, but I need more.
That's fair. I think we had talked about it where like that one's like a stipulation match. Like there's no way I want to see that just a regular 1v1.
Yeah.
Like, and based off of like, you know, the way they have been brawling, it might be last man standing. Like y'all just want to put hands and feet on each other. Like, go for it. Like,
we saw Damian take it there with Finn.
It's true. It's definitely true.
So you should be able to take it there with Drew, and Drew will give you a good match because that Hell in the Cell match was.
Yeah, Drew got it. Yeah, Drew. Because I think Priest also said something later on the same show. He says like Drew should have killed him. He's gonna come after him every week and breaks away, and every week, and that's when like they start breaking away. He starts fighting him and whatnot. But like, if he's telling me you got to kill me, then that kind of hints at like we're hinting at something bigger than just a regular 1, 2, 3. Anywho, Randy opens the show. The Viper's here, and he's cutting a promo about KO. He starts off with like some stuff about Cena and whatnot, you know, and then how he's a long time friend, and you know, the crowd's booing, you know, Cena, of course, for Cena doing his shit. And he says, you know, the promo or this piece of itself, this piece here is about KO, where it's like, you know, they both done vile things across the envelope time and time again, but it's all been about, you know, getting the job done in the name of the business. He said Kevin Owens, the wrestler he respects, not so much Kevin Owens, you know, the person. He says he does admire him, but Kevin Owens, the man, is that he has a problem with. There's a quote. He says he's going to butcher it, but he's never underestimated a jealous man's ability to destroy another man. And that's Kevin Owens. He's called Kevin Owens jealous. He said, look at Cody. He dropped him on his head. He tried to end his career. He's jealous of Sammy. And he said, you know, Sammy's fought tooth and nail with KO. But, you know, before he said they fought tooth and nail before they ever got to WWE, but they always came full circle and became friends again. But at Elimination Chamber, Owens tried to drop him on his head because Sammy is slowly but surely becoming the bigger star. Now, I paused. I was like, is Sammy the bigger star than KO?
Star in terms of crowd reaction, yes. And it depends on the kind of crowd reaction as well. But every time Sammy has come out for the last 2 years,
pop.
And I would say he has had the same level of pop as LA Knight.
I think it's bigger. I think Sammy's pop is closer to Jay than it is LA Knight.
Ooh, that's tough. That is.
He's in the middle between LA Knight and Jay.
If he's in the middle, I think he's closer to LA than he is to.
When Sammy was on that Gunther run, bro, like they were popping for Sammy. Like, yeah, when Sammy got introduced into like the War Games element, they were popping for Sammy. Like,
no one has had a bigger crowd reaction. I don't even think Cody has had a bigger crowd reaction than Jey Uso in the last 6 months. They still pop for Cody. Don't get it twisted. They still pop for Cody. They still pop for the Whoa.
Okay, you might be right. It might be close to LA Knight.
If you are talking, if you are talking from beginning to end, he's at the point where they're chanting one more time for his entrances.
That's also true.
And the entire arena is participating. That's where he's at. And you will see, even though I talk shit about the hero ruining his promos, you will see on WrestleMania Night 1 you will see the reaction that Las Vegas has when he wins.
Yeah, you're right.
It's gonna be akin or close to that, to Cody's WrestleMania 40.
Let me just reiterate that, like, Sammy doesn't have the motion that Jay has, but Sammy definitely had a lot of fucking like heat behind him, a lot of like push, a lot of like, so much so that people thought that Sammy should have been like, you know, next up to be world champion, or like, you know,
the one that beat Roman at Elimination Chamber.
That shit was crazy. And crowd was huge behind him in that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we talking about Sammy beating Roman,
Yep.
and they were like, yeah, we want to see it. So you're right. It's definitely closer to LA Knight than Jay, but Sammy did have his shit. Now, however, is he the better performer than KO?
That depends on what kind of wrestling you like. Cause Sammy gives you more emotional he emotes more in ring than KO does. He's not as vicious in his offense as KO. And KO, I've seen KO take them crazy ass stair bumps where he lets somebody slam his head in the back of his, like KO will let you play rough with him. That sounds crazy, but I don't think listen, that's what they call it. They call it playing rough. Even in the match with him and Cody, that one, even though the Elimination Chamber match was fire, I think, actually, it is hard to put those two matches.
Yeah, watch what you say. Right
yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't do that. Yeah, I don't think I can
just
do that.
He had two great matches back to back.
Yeah.
Just watch what you say here, okay?
I don't. Yeah. Yeah, in-ring performance, I'm probably gonna lean on KO for that. Yeah, Sammy will give you more of emotions.
I don't know.
Sammy Gunther give you more emotion.
Sammy Gunther was crazy, bro. Like,
but was it as physical?
Yes.
If you take out the chops and you start talking about all the bumps and the spots that they
took.
Okay. See, so
fuck.
I would guess that wrestlers would be more apt to take chops from Gunther than the chair to the steel post, or going through a double table, or potentially a pile driver on the floor, or I just
brain
a barbed wire chair. Yeah, I think if I'm gonna get I'll take 5 chops from Gunther and have my chest red and possibly have to catch my breath afterwards and potentially have a CTE in a match.
5 chops from Gunther or a barbed wire chair shot
in the back, so you can't see it coming. You know it's coming, but you can't see it coming. With Gunther, you can see the chops and you can brace for the chops.
And the funny part is, they came out and said it wasn't a gimmick chair. It was for the sickos. That was real barbed wire.
Then you just got to count and make it through 4 chops. You take the first one, you got to make it through 4 more.
That's a great question. We need to put that out somewhere. 1 barbed wire chair shot or 5 chops from Gunther. Which one would you rather have? But
see, then you're talking about you just taking 1 chair shot, because now you got to think about the amount of impact. But if the barbed wire is tearing your back up, if it gets stuck in your skin, see, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I
don't know. Finish this promo real quick. Randy talks about how he had an RKO on Owens at the Chamber and felt a feeling he hasn't felt in a decade. And the voices started talking to him again. And told him to back up, measures mark, and kick Kevin Owens in the head. Or, my bad, kick Kevin Owens in the head so hard that even his family wouldn't recognize him. He tells everyone to listen to him when he says he's going to prove in short order that Pat McAfee isn't the only great punter. Is the second greatest punter in the WWE. Bar. The Punt kick's coming at Mania, and I can't wait.
And now what that builds up, everyone's anticipating the Punt kick. We want to see it.
Yeah, because you're hitting pile drivers. I'll show you a band move.
They're gonna tease that shit at least 4 more times, and when he finally hits it, yeah.
And like you said, KO likes you. That sounds wild.
He likes to play rough.
I'm not gonna finish that, but yeah, we're gonna see. It's gonna be solid. First match was Piper versus Stratton. First Lady of the Secret Service versus Tiffany Stratton. I didn't write nothing down for this. It was actually a quick match. All I got is that Charlotte locks in the meanest figure 8 post match ever, and this is probably the feud I do not care about for Mania.
You care the least about.
The least about. My bad.
Yeah, because Yeah, nobody like it is what it is. It's all like the only thing that will be shocking is if Tiffany won.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
not even
that would
like,
be shocking. If you wanted to shock people, Tiffany will retain.
but it's like the way they're telling is that she's getting dog walked, what, past 3 weeks by Charlotte? Like, you've been
Yeah.
intimidated. Charlotte, you not even focusing on who's attacking you. Like, you having matches with Piper. Like, Piper? Charlotte. She's the one been fucking you up. Like, and I don't know if I like that for Tiffany. Like I said, I think she also does better as a heel. But, they weren't going for Charlotte being the baby face, so you kind of have to pivot. But yeah, I don't know. We got to figure out some way where Tiffy can get the upper hand on Charlotte, because right now she's getting bullied. You are getting fucked up right now.
Yeah, 1-on-1 is nothing she can do. And I mean, according to the Mr. Sexy Ass Lottery, the Money in the Bank winner, when they cash in, they don't hold the belt that long anyway.
No.
So
it's true.
So like all signs are pointing to Charlotte holding up the belt, unless John Cena can. But see, that would make John Cena a face if he came in there and interrupted the match.
Right.
So he'd be trying to do some heel shit and get cheered.
Probably.
Keeping her from winning 17. But anyway.
We get a cool little promo from Aldis where Aldis goes over like this whiteboard version of, who done it and the issues that the tag team division has, where it's like, it's Garza and Umberto, it's Pretty Deadly, it's DIY, it's Motor City, it's Street Profits. It kind of goes over like this whole framework of what's going on here. And I kind of appreciate that, because like there's a lot that I didn't know, and I was like, oh shit, the reason why Pretty Deadly's involved because Pretty Deadly told Profits
they were
that
snitching.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they were like working with DIY. It's a lot that was going on here. But anywho, we find out that Profits has their tag team title match next week on SmackDown, and that the winners of this 4-way, or was it 4 teams in here? I think 3 or 4 teams will be the number one contenders for the whoever wins out of the championship match. And inside this tag team match was Los Garza, Motor City, Pretty Deadly. Also, it was a triple threat yet. 3 teams. This also was a really quick tag match. I didn't have anything too crazy to write down here. Other than that, Pretty Deadly won with a backfall, like backslide, because as I think Motor City was getting the pin off, Pretty Deadly comes in and kind of steals the win. And I like this.
Yes, boy.
I'm cool with this. Pretty Deadly's been on some ever since the musical thing. I've been like, yo, they've been using my boys wrong. I like the fact that they got a number one contendership. They got to win, a big win. So whoever wins this title shot, Pretty Deadly's up next, and I'm all good for that. However, I think that the way that Aldis is telling the story is that there's going to be interference left and right, because nobody's happy with anything right now. Nobody's going to sit back and let Profits win the belts, and nobody's going to sit back and let DIY continue to do what they do. It's chaos until Mania for them. Like, absolute chaos.
We are getting tag team champions on Mania. Do they run back the ladder match?
I don't need them to.
Because I can't see a way that you can have all these teams interact in this match, unless you're, which they're not going to do, but unless you did a either a 2 out of 3 falls or an Iron Man.
Nah, we ain't seen an Iron Man in a minute.
Yeah, you're not going to do it with a tag team.
No.
So,
you would have to be amazing. It would have to be like Motor City and like Lucha Bros or some shit. Like,
yeah,
to even consider that.
So, it's probably going to be ladder or something again.
Probably. I don't need it, but it is what it is.
I don't care what it is, as long as the Street Profits win and get the belt.
And if they don't,
we fucking riot.
Bianca and Naomi promo. Play the clip.
We are going to do something a little different this episode. before we even get into it, I just want to say I think this is probably at this point the most compelling storyline in wrestling, next to, aka after, the John Cena heel turn. At this point, I'm not sure, in my opinion, that there is a storyline that is this emotionally gripping. That also has some great wrestlers in it.
Nigga, we've been said this was going to be the fucking play.
We knew that, but what matters is it. Listen, you can know the play is coming, but if they execute it, then it works. This is being executed. Can you say it's not?
Plead the fifth.
That's crazy. Okay. that is insane. That is insane. All right. I'm going to play the clip.
Naomi, what in the hell is going on?
BB, this is not at all what it looks like, and I need you to lock in with me, and I need you to understand what I'm about to say. I'm going to ask you this. When Jade couldn't compete, who stepped up, who had your back, and who made sure you didn't have to relinquish those tag team titles?
Naomi, stop.
Monday Night Wave Radio.
Did you attack Jade?
B, all of this outside noise is nothing but distraction from what you and I really need to be focused on, which is getting our tag team titles back from Liv and Raquel, and you focusing on WrestleMania. That's it.
Real grapaholic shit.
Naomi, stop. Because you talking about everything else other than what we are here for. We are here for Jade. Jade, that's what we're here for. Stop talking about everything else. It is about Jade right now.
Jade. 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 You really want to know how I feel about Jade?
I do. That's what I'm asking.
All right. I'm going to tell you, and I never said this before, B, because I ain't want to be messy, and I ain't want to hurt her little feelings. But the truth is, the way I see Jade, I feel like she's been piggybacking off on you the entire time. That is my truth. And I have been forced to watch someone like Jade succeed off of your excellence, off of your experience, off of your hard work, while I was left pushed to the side to fight for myself every match. And I didn't say a word. I let y'all get y'all flowers. I let y'all be great. And I was proud of y'all. And I didn't say a freaking word. But deep down, that's the way I feel. And no, I don't give a damn about Jade, because she didn't give a damn about Bianca.
Stop.
She's a stop.
Naomi, stop.
B, you asked for the truth.
I do want the truth. I want the truth. You're gaslighting me right now. You're like a bitch. You're talking about every time.
Monday Night Wave Radio.
Tell people turning their back. Tell me this is a woman on me for
Stop. It is very simple. It is a yes or it is a no. And I need you to tell me right now, because I will walk out of this ring and you will never hear from me again. So tell me here right now.
These is real tears.
I did it.
I did it.
was always supposed to be me. This whole time. No, we don't touch me.
They was in their bag.
This hurts so bad because of how much I love you. I love you, but don't say nothing else to me. I don't want to hear nothing else. You said enough. I can't even look at you right now. So this, me and you, we're done. Why? Because I hurt. Me. Come talk to me.
Oh my.
Telenovela, bro. Soap opera.
Oh, nigga. Jesus Christ. That was the cold part. Wishing to push you.
That's a bar.
No, it was a bar. That's a real bar.
That's exactly what you doing, Bianca. You ungrateful bitch.
All right. So,
and that was the point I wanted us to get to. After that, Jade pulls up looking like a superhero covered in white and red, slides in the ring, beats the dog shit out of Naomi, hits her with the Jaded right before, as Naomi's being lifted up for the Jaded, right before she's about to get slammed on her face, she screams out Bianca and then gets slammed on her face. She screams for Bianca, her girl, right before she gets Jaded. Pure cinema. It's cinema.
On second playthrough, I don't like it as much as I thought I did. I respect it. Look, let me finish. I respect it. I respect it. I respect it. It's like Tyrese Halliburton's jump shot. Yeah, you gotta respect it. All right,
Okay.
You gotta respect.
Hold on.
Look, hey, I'm being honest, man. I get it. You know, the whole time, and you know, like
Halliburton jump shot. Listen, okay, we gonna talk about that later. Let's just go ahead because that was insanely disrespectful. Let's just go ahead. And
you gotta respect. He's an all-star. You gotta respect the jump shot. He made Team USA. You know, he's a credible threat. I'm just gotta respect the jumper.
That is insane that you just said that.
It was solid. I think that, like, of course, it's over dramatized, and they was in their bag because of said thing. They've been waiting to do this fucking moment forever too. I saw the I think you sent it to the group chat that I did it for Bianca meme, which whoever did that, use an asshole for show. Use an asshole for show.
I did it for The Rock.
What, bro? And put like Naomi's face as Rikishi's? Like, that's fucking comedy, bro.
That's
you
insane.
deserve you just ass whoop for sure. My thing is like, now A, where do we go? B, Jade ain't say nothing. Jade ain't just been putting boot to ass. C, she had the neck brace on and Jade still attacked her, which is also some crazy shit. It's like it reminds me of that Boondocks like clip. Like, damn, I wonder what it did to make the niggas so mad. What'd you do to make them niggas so mad? So I think the next time we see Jade, I want to see a promo with Jade. I want to see like what Jade has to say about the altercation. If they have any footage of how it happened, if Jade has footage or security footage of the other angle, just something that, like, you know, can clarify why, you know, Jade did it. Because she ain't said nothing. She's just been putting, boots ass. So let's see.
Well, we know a few things. One, for sure, Bianca had nothing to do with it, because if she did, when her and Jade were standing that close, Jade would have ended that too.
For sure.
So now we can put that to rest, and we meaning me for sure, because I was like, "Ooh, what if it was Bianca?" Mm-hmm. But that's the first thing we know. The second thing we know is from Elimination Chamber till now, the three of these women have been on fire. They've been on fire, and delivering, getting people drawn back into the storyline, because it was dead for a minute. It was dead. That storyline was dead.
Three of them have been on fire.
Yes,
three.
Them two emotionally, and Jade coming back, and like you said, BTA. That everyone is paying attention to it. And the reason how I can tell you that, how I know, because the analytics say it. So you want to be Mr. Analytical. The top rated in terms of views thing from Smackdown was Randy's promo. The full 12 minutes, over 1 million views. The very next thing that had the most views was not Cody. It was this segment, at almost 700,000 views.
All right.
And we are recording this episode on a Saturday, which means it just happened last night.
Fair.
So they think and remember how Elimination Chamber started. It started so high that through most of the women's Elimination Chamber match, the crowd was on the hush because they had got taken up so high so fast. If you go back and you listen to the match, when Jay's music hit, you can hear everybody rumbling. Oh shit, something finna happen. She get in the ring and she get to beating the dog shit out of Naomi, and the crowd pops at a level that I have not heard of women's anything pop like that since I've been back watching. If you can name another time,
the crowd was waiting for the get
right
back. You're right.
So that carries over. Bianca delivers an emotional post-match promo of her winning, but she's conflicted. You get to SmackDown. You see Naomi out there at the premiere. She got the bedazzled neck brace on while she at the Queen of the Movie, or the Queen of the Ring, a movie she starred in. She got the bedazzled neck brace on. She show up to SmackDown with the same neck brace. It continues to carry over in this building. The only issue that I'm potentially worried about is if Jade does not deliver on an in-ring promo. If she can't keep the same intensity in her promo and the emotion attached to everything that happened, you run the risk of potentially taking some of the sale and the energy out of this storyline. But as of right now, the timeline was on fire for it. The YouTube analytics, from what we can see as public, shows that their segment was on fire. It is legitimately probably the second best storyline at the moment, behind John Cena's turn and anything that has to do with that specifically.
Which is funny, right? Because I remember, I think this week also, HA came out and said that, we put on the best story. Whatever's the most attractive story gets the main event spot, in reference to can the women main event, right? Mm-hmm. Is this a main event worthy story?
With just those two?
If it's as big as what we're saying with analytics and numbers and whatnot, and the fans are popping for it, based off his logic, if this is the biggest story, should this not be a main event section?
I don't think so. And the only reason why I'm going to say that is because there's no title that there's not going to be a big pop at the end for a title change, because Bianca's already in a match, which is, you helped me segue back to my original point that I was going to make earlier. If this is a triple threat match, there can be interference.
Oh yeah, for sure. And
So,
if that is the case, I need part 2 of this to be accurate, which is my group theory.
oh, absolutely. I think that's how they do it, like this or whatever.
If we're gonna do this triple threat thing and Naomi's really heel and we're gonna screw over Bianca, let's go all the way. Go grab my girls.
Yep, metaphor. Yep.
Get them in here.
So, this is like me personally. I'll speak for myself. I was so emotionally invested in what was happening, and clearly the rest of the timeline was too, because that's all anybody was talking about was they're cooking. See what happens when you give women time. You give them a storyline. Da 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 da. Like they were literally putting on. They were putting on a performance. And it's going to culminate, Mr. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Not everything has to culminate in a match. It's going to culminate into physicality in a match, and it more likely than not will carry on, because the moment you add in metaphor, then you have the seeds already been planted about if Jade is using Bianca or not. Then, if and or when Bianca wins the title at WrestleMania and she has the belt, and Jade is near or around her vicinity, then Bianca has to immediately worry about if what Naomi was talking about is true or not based on the actions of Jade, and there's a whole nother storyline.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question, and you don't have to answer it, but I'll wrap this together. Is there a possibility that this match does not make Mania? And I'll only say this because we don't have enough game footage of Jade working by herself. Like, we have tag footage. We don't have enough game tape to know, can we put you on the biggest stage and you perform, right? This also kind of piggybacks off of like you've been riding Bianca's coattails to have these great matches. We ain't seen it. Correct. I need to see Jade in ring before I put you in Mania moments. And if that's, and my logic is that, for example, why does Jade get like a Mania moment and not like Michin? If I see Michin wrestle all the time, I have more tape to see how you play. You only get it because you have the better storyline and you're not the better performer?
Well, here's the thing. It's twofold. I'll start with the Michin part first. I'm a Michin fan. This past Friday, I'm not even going to like shit on the Eagles thing. I think I did already. But aside from that, in this match, there was no pop through the whole match. I watched it. They, like, aside from the fact where they were saying we want tables, and they barely did that. They were chanting. They were doing the Eagles song. They were literally
that's just
EAGLES Eagles the whole time.
There was a pop. The missile drop kick, the dumpster spot where like
from corner to corner.
Yeah, that shit was hard.
Aside from that, so there was a pop. Okay, aside from that, it didn't seem like the fans were that interested in seeing that match.
I just think that based off of image, when you get Jade out there and Jade doesn't perform, you're gonna have a fucking dud. No. This leads me to the second point I was gonna make. Is in the event, let's just say, in the event that Jade isn't quote unquote ready, because we don't know. They know, but we don't know. Right.
This only proves Naomi's point and makes her right. And it's the same theme that WWE has had with their heels for the last year and a half. Their heels aren't wrong. Their perception might be skewed, but their heels aren't wrong. And then if Naomi does win, right? If Naomi does win, that gives Jade something to chase and do and build in her time coming back as a single star. To get through metaphor, to get to Naomi, get a rematch, and have a better performance. If we're going off of, she only riding your coattails because you the EST and you the greatest, she can't hold her own. And I'm going to show you at WrestleMania. Like there's you can still have a storyline weave off of all of this.
Yeah, and
now,
because I definitely need Naomi to get like her lick back. Because if you are more experienced in ring and everything like that, you should be able to handle, the likes of a Jade. Granted, we ain't seen it like that.
But if you're a heel, and you have metaphor, then even if you can't handle the power of Jade, because she's been positioned, yeah. Well, here come Lash, and here come Jakara.
Yeah,
A ref bump or whatever. Here come Lash, here come Jakara. I don't have to worry about being the strongest in the ring because I got these three. So there's that. And then if you still need to, she can still be with Bianca, just not as a tag team champion. And then that further feeds into what Naomi was saying. So from this promo, you have no wrong angles. There are literally no wrong angles.
There's a couple of different routes you can play, for sure.
Yeah, based on the dialogue, based on the emotion, based on the characters that are involved, and the different positions that they've had the whole time. When this chick was out, I was over here dressed up as Bring It On, and we was wearing the same clothes, and we was stitching our uniforms together on the airplane, and it was me and you, and we was doing it the way we were supposed to do it. You weren't even really worried about her because I had your back.
Yeah.
Then,
all right.
And then, the last thing I'm going to say, because it has to be talked about, is one of the last things that Naomi said. Every time I try to lock in on me and stand up for myself, y'all, the fans, turn y'all back on me.
Facts.
This is a great way of blending real life and kayfabe together and toting that line. Because that's exactly what the fuck happened. And I remember some of those conversations before I was all the way tapped in.
It was killing
this
her.
Chick, yeah, she left her job. She
killing
quit.
her.
She did. Like, so I remember those conversations.
Michael Cole on air killing them.
Yeah,
I remember.
So
I was there.
There are literally no wrong avenues, routes, or angles coming out of this promotion. And if they do it right, which they showed just in this 8 minutes, we didn't play the full 8 minutes, but what they showed in just this time, they have the ability to create a story around, even though H quote unquote don't see color, around 3 black women, potentially 5, that can be a story that leads through the year and be the best, one of the best stories in professional wrestling.
Yeah, if executed properly, you might got something. We'll see. We got a little bit of time left. We're gonna actually speed through a lot of this, unfortunately. But we saw that Braun versus Solo. That ends in like a DQ with the rest of the bloodline coming out to help Solo. And then Jacob being superhuman fucking Jacob and goes through 2 tables and bounces off like nothing fucking happened. Well, one table he bounced off. Up. Second table, he kind of stumbles up, but he's still up. So it's like Immortal. All right, Immortal fought 2. Go ahead, do your thing. Street fight between Michin and Chelsea was solid. I really enjoyed this match. This show was fire. The big story out of this, though, is Alba. Alba Fire is now part of the Secret Service, and don't know how I feel about that.
There are some parallels. I'll keep it short and quick. We have the United States champion held by a foreigner who is now positioned up and propped and protected by other foreigners.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar in some kind of ways.
Very life imitates art.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. From here, you see Andrade approach Garza or Humberto, so he's trying to get him to leave Legado. We get a Cody promo, which was a really solid promo. I did enjoy this promo a lot. I won't go through all the details here. But he goes over the Rock shit. He goes over the Travis stuff. He goes over his dad in Philly and how his dad was just didn't really perform well in Philly, but he does. He talks about how he felt about Cena and how he was getting advice from Cena, just that was the guy he looked up to, and now that's not his role model anymore. I think he was talking about his kid and how he had to explain the bruise on his face.
I walked into a wall.
Yeah,
you did walk into a wall
for sure.
It was 3 walls.
Yep, and yeah. He ends the promo which is really dope, because Rock said, or Cena last time he seen him was it gets heavy at Mania, it gets heavier every day. He picks the title up, looks at it, and says that he's holding the title. He's not heavy, and it's not heavy enough. He held the title for 300 and some days. He knows that John felt his successor, and had to look at him and talk him. And blah, my bad. He says I'm going too fast. He says that he thought the successor had to look like him, had to talk like him, and he was convinced that he's the last of his kind. But here he is holding the title above his head like it weighs nothing, and he would defend it at WrestleMania. And clearly, John Cena wants some, so come get some. Love fiery Cody. Like, this is the shit I'm looking for from the WWE champion. Like, I need you to be like, I'm ready to go at you. And, side note, out of everybody who's been coming after Cody, the only motherfucker to look him in his face and not try to backstab him,
CM Punk.
Yet, CM Punk won. And Chief looked at him and was like, yo, I'm coming back for it.
Oh, Tribal Chief? Yep.
Yeah,
Roman
like,
Reigns, yep.
Everybody else has been trying to like, oh, I'm your friend. Backstab.
Let me get in good.
Backstab.
Yep.
I'm just waiting for Seth. Seth ain't did it yet either. But, it's coming at some point. So
Seth gonna have his hands full.
He has it. Yeah.
He got his hands full. He gonna be busy.
It's true.
Yeah.
From here, we get the Big Jim versus Drew match, which was just like a little, like, I know we want Jim to get wins, but it's not looking like it's going to happen anytime soon. He gets Claymore kicked and loses the match, and then Priest comes out and starts attacking Drew and continuing their feud and whatnot.
That's another reason why I don't give a damn about this feud. What, like,
at the cost of Big Jim?
Yeah, bro. How does Big Jim Uso, after his passionate promo at the top of the year, now it's starting to become collateral damage for Drew McIntyre to make Drew McIntyre look strong against somebody who's already beat his ass multiple times? Just have them keep boxing. Like, stop, whew. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And main event was LA Knight versus Shinsuke for the United States title. I'm just going to come out the gate right here. That was the most pointless Shinsuke run I've ever fucking seen. Sorry.
Yep.
Pointless. No point.
It was a waste of a return, a waste of a partial character change.
Yep.
Shinsuke, I get it. He shouldn't have lost. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all, they should have handled this. They should have booked this run differently.
I wonder what went wrong. Like, because it came out like, okay, Shinsuke with the new gimmick, the song, the entrance, all that was fire. What happened? And it was like fans not connecting with Shinsuke? Was it because we seen the Poison Mist so many times? Like, what is it?
I think they're afraid to have LA lose steam. That's what I think. Because if you remember, when Shinsuke was reintroduced, he shocked everybody by winning the title. And then like the next week or the week after, or 2 weeks after, it was LA Knight, the Bloodline, and Shinsuke all hovering around the U.S. title space. Then all of a sudden, the Bloodline gets taken out of that space for one reason or another. And I think it was mostly because Solo lost at Tribal Combat. But then they get pulled out of that space, and then you have them holding on the belt, and then you bring back in Carmelo, and you bring back in Andrade, and then now you're bringing over Miz. But you're not putting... They didn't make Shinsuke a credible enough heel for his defense to matter. And that's unfortunate.
And not a lot of screen time outside of like, the matches. Like if I'm the heel, I got to be on screen, on camera. Like, in the promos that he did cut were great, but we know that like the connection thing is also a thing with the audience. It's just, you had to be more, if you're going to do that, you got to be more menacing. And like, when I see you, there's a lot of like shadowy things like Shinsuke was doing. Like, you see him in the shadows, he's creeping. It's like, but what's your goal? What's your end game here? Who are you coming after? Like, at this point, we just wanted to see somebody else because you weren't cutting it.
Yeah. He was more menacing and diabolical when he was going after Seth and Cody. When he was cutting promos on them like a year or two ago. Yeah. The character or the version of him this year was presented the way that he should have been presented
back then
when he was going. Yeah. So, that's it. We almost. Yeah.
I don't like. Yeah, I don't have too much. LA Knight is the new United States champion. He probably shouldn't have lost it at all, but you know it is what it is.
Bring that belt back though with the LA print over it. That shit was fire.
Any challengers that we want to see LA Knight face?
Honestly, I don't care.
I don't want to see Andrade and Carmelo. We've done it before. We did it 7 times in a row. Like, if you're gonna do it, you should have dropped it to them then instead of doing it now. Like, I don't know. Do we see LA Knight at Mania? Does he have a United States title match at Mania?
You would have to heat him up quick, and you're gonna bring back Solo, because Solo's still beefing with Jacob, so that's not gonna work. Because that's probably gonna turn into something unless you're cooling.
Yeah, ain't really beefing yet. There's smoking out.
There's friction. There's some tension in the room for sure. But if you're saying that that's not going to be the case, I don't know. I find it hard to put the muzzle back on Jacob and have him be behind Solo again after.
And if you do Jacob versus LA, it's like Jacob has to win. Like,
yeah, you're not going to have no. There's not enough BFTs to put any DPS on Jacob. It's
that's
not
fucking
enough.
Crazy.
He could hit 4 of them bitches in a row, and if Jacob didn't pop up, I would be like, okay, now y'all niggas is lying. Like, stop it. Like, like you're not gonna make him invincible all year. Then he take 4 BFTs, and then don't pop up. Like, no, we're not trying to hear that.
Yeah, I don't know. So because like the United States picture has been so like muddied up, I have no idea what to expect. I was cool with the match, but I just feel bad for the run that Shinsuke had. Like, it just doesn't like it doesn't make him look the greatest, even though Shinsuke's a phenomenal fucking talent. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna get out of here. That is this week's episode. Next week will be the Return of the Heroic One. And we'll be covering AEW Revolution. So if you're looking for a regular episode, you got to wait till after that. Unfortunately, that's the kind of deal we have when you do pay-per-views on Sundays. So with that being said, we're going to get out of here. Thank you all for tuning in from everywhere: Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, shout out to everybody who's tuning in. I have nothing else to say. You got anything you want to get off, DT?
Yeah, I want to say a couple things. 1, 5, 2.
Okay.
Secondly, too sweet. Yittity.
And we'll catch y'all in the next one. Hail! From post to post.
Oh, have you seen his merch?